Their joint workout with the Cardinals, now coached by Mike LaFleur, Matt's younger brother. Matt's number one joint practice rule is no fighting. But
if there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
Spoken like a true older brother. Speaking of which, shortly after the coach made that statement, two guys as close as brothers, locker mates, fellow Texas Longhorns, and 2025 draftees Matthew Golden and Barron Sorrell did get into it on the practice field. Here's Sorrell in the locker room afterwards.
You know how it is, like, when you got, like, a little, like, your brother type thing. Like, me and Matt always getting into it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how our relationship is. And today got out on the football a little bit, and everybody thought we was, like, so serious. The whole time we was just, like, joking around a little bit. But like I said, it's football. It's how it gets. So
just a little scuffle, nothing to see here. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
we know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, be hand, see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Greetings and salutations, smart, good-looking listeners gathered around your devices. We have to call them that. We used to say radios, but now we're devices. You might be in the car. You might be on YouTube. You might be on X. Might be on Facebook. I don't know how you're getting us. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. But you're in the Huddle with Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, and Armen Sarian. It is the Tuesday edition. And I have to say, there was a big crowd. Maybe it's because I was a little later today because I went 15 rounds with the snooze bar.
Nice.
Good
Real
fight.
nice.
Oh,
Like a fight.
like a
Tough
brave
morning.
fight.
Tough.
But more people in the 5 o'clock club today outside the Southwest Y, a mile from our door.
Oh, that's right.
And they were getting ready to give it, as are we. Billy's back from Packers practice. We can talk about that. But my morning and my going with this news bar, nothing compared to what happened at Castle Schmid today.
Yeah, listen, with two under the age of 3, two within like 5 or 6 feet of each other in the rooms. One wakes up when the youngest wakes up, the older one sleeps like a bear. When the older one wakes up, the younger one is up like the drop of a hat, right? So we had, as you're gonna have, school orientation last night. Very exciting moment. We get to know that we're gonna have our name is on a bumblebee and a star. We got to see some pictures, got to be excited about that. Yes.
Maybe forgot to go for one extra stop at the bathroom. So a quick run to the laundry room this morning after stripping the bed. That woke everybody else up in the house. And sorry, I got to go. We got a big day. I got to take a shower. We got a meeting. We got a really, really cool promotional shoot coming up later on today. We're going to talk to some folks from Indy. Like, it was a big day. I'm really sorry. I got to go. And if looks could kill,
oh baby,
that one might have been a mess. It was. I bet you do got to go.
I'd have a toe tag right now.
I bet you do have to go. And why don't you get out of here? Because frankly, you're not helping. So like, there's that good moment where you realize you're probably more harm than good.
Yeah.
And that was today. But you know
Emotional
what?
damage.
There's some good ways to start a day, and a reality check might be the best one. Sometimes you would take it as an ego hit. Some of us are going to take it as a reality check.
or just a brutally honest conversation of realizing that you're a lot less helpful than you think you are.
So you're out for hero of the day? Is that what you're telling
Definitely
me?
not winning hero of the day. Definitely not winning hero of the day.
Oh, that is I mean, it's exciting. The whole school starting is exciting, but that moment is tough.
It was funny. I didn't realize that you had like multiple jersey retirements at Greendale Play School. I didn't expect to see Armen Sarian's name just hanging all over the rafters there.
I don't like bragging about it, because I want my reputation to precede me. I don't want to be like, hey, look, I don't want to like brag about it. I want it just to be organic, So I thought I'd let you see it for yourself.
It was impressive stuff. I
should have pictures of me like Stalin. They should have big pictures of me like all over the place. Like those,
like Stalin.
You know what? That's tough though. I thought I had one of those moments where I kept waking up with this weird dream that the broadcaster's nightmare. I know it was a weird reference. The broadcaster's nightmare. You guys have had it where like you can't talk, you can't say anything. Mm-hmm. Like you're trying to talk, but you can't get anything out. Or for
second
me,
segment of Training Camp Live yesterday.
That's like I can't reach the board, like stuff like that, or like sometimes
your boy, the cat had a tongue yesterday.
Sometimes reality,
stumbling through a lot of.
So I had one of those. Like I was supposed to meet you guys at the airport, and you were in the wrong concourse, but I couldn't get out of security to get back in. So I had like one of those panic dreams.
Where were we going?
I don't know, but it was like something was going on, and I had like one of those panic dreams where like you're supposed to be there, but you can't get there. And I kept waking up, and it was just a weird scenario. I'm glad it was just a dream, like I'm like one of those things. So we all kind of had a rough start. I don't think mine was as rough though. I'll be honest with you. Like a bad dream's not as big a deal as yours, Billy. So
at least a dream means you're in like REM sleep.
Yeah, it is a good point, right? That means that you're getting a deep sleep.
Is that true?
Yeah, 100%. You can only dream in that stage.
I felt like I was getting in and out of consciousness, like one of those type of things. Like I wasn't really fully
asleep. When you're having a bad dream, the last thing you want to do is fall deep enough back into sleep because you're probably going right back into the dream. Yeah.
But when you have a good dream, you wake up and you're like, man, that was the best dream.
You're like closing your eyes as hard as possible.
I want to get back down to that dream.
Seriously, right now?
So it was like, it was kind of like that. It was kind of like that for sure.
Well, listen, as the great poet Nelly once said, it was only just a dream.
Yeah. That was a great one. That's a banger, Billy. That's a good point.
That's a good one. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Check in with us because we're going to need some audience participation today. Billy's right. We have a big day.
Big day.
We'll be talking about talking about the Green Bay Packers because Billy was up there yesterday with the great Wayne Larrivee. Training Camp Live on the penultimate episode because you only got one more public practice and it's the biggest one of the year.
It's the biggest one. They saved the best for last, main event, and we're going to have a main event version of Training Camp Live coming up on Wednesday. A little later practice. They're going to push it back an hour, so it's going to start right around 11:30 and roll with the Arizona Cardinals. Got to be body clock related, I would assume, with the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe not wanting to wake up and practice at 8 in the morning. But it is going to be one of the more fun days. And yesterday, really fun day for the boys wearing green. And the defense looked phenomenal yesterday. The pressure was immense throughout the day. And there's two ways of looking at it, right? Two ways to skin a cat. Wayne and I looked at each other and had some very, very fun visitors hanging out with us on the perch yesterday. And my man looked over at me and goes, "Our defense is good? Is this offense something I should be worried about?" Well, that's a good question. That's a good question because the offensive skill position players look A1. Looks like Matthew Golden has taken a step up that you would have salivated for in the offseason, that you would have dreamed of, even in a better dream than Armen Sarian had last night. Christian Watson, there has been no conversation about because he just looks as steady Eddie as you possibly could be. Jaden Reed looks explosive again. Tucker Kraft looks good coming back. Offensive line might be a little bit of a work in progress. Yesterday was the first day that we've had, though, during camp practices, Drew, the presumed starting five out in front in the competition of Morgan, Banks, Ryan, Monk, and Baco Boele. And they held up at times, but there were a lot of times that those boys in green were feasting on the rush. Keyshawn Nixon had one of those cat blitzes, also a big pick on a 2-minute drill, a pass breakup down the field that was about as perfectly executed as you possibly could have imagined. It was a good day for the defense, and Edrin Cooper looked like he had taken the jump that everybody dreamed he would. And also, let's be honest, thought you saw after the first couple of weeks last year. But after that Washington game, Drew, I think you and I did a lot of excited Edgerrin Cooper conversation, and there was a ton of that excitement for the way he performed yesterday.
That's pretty cool.
Flying around, attacking A gaps, and being able to, I mean, he was tracking down runs on the left side, breaking through the B gap on the right side of the offensive line. So just tracking things down and utilizing every bit of that speed that he's got.
How about my pick to click, Chris McClellan? Was he making noise?
He flushed Love out of the pocket so quickly in their first team period that it forced a throwaway and a big dap from the defensive line as he rolled off. Drew, he looks like he is going to not only be a player, but they're going to have to find ways to get him on the field.
Well, when Wayne visited us yesterday after you exited and he was on his way to sit with you in the perch, I asked him about a guy that I haven't heard much about in camp, a guy that I've liked for a couple of years, Carl Brooks, the other KB. Like, haven't heard much of him in camp, and now there's rumblings that given McClellan and Ford, like, oh, they might have to trade Carl Brooks. I'm like, what? They might be able to get a day 2, day 3 pick for him, like day 3.
Almost the exact same thing they did with Colby Wooden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I guess there's precedent there because you just look back to that and say, wow, okay, well, they have enough good players that they can trade a good player, because I think Carl Brooks is a good player.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing about Brooks, from what the numbers say, or, the Football Focus and all different levels of analytics, that his production went down the more he was on the field. So the less he's on the field, the more you can get out of him, and some maybe in the pass rush variety. Jonathan Ford has played his way, I think, onto the team. McClellan was going to be on the team as a 3rd-round pick, but he's played his way onto the field a lot more. And, Warren Brinson was somebody that everybody was excited about. He has a weird injury pregame on Friday night, doesn't play, and now maybe that opens it up. But Carl Brooks has just, he's been out there, he's run with the ones. But to your point, Drew, he just has not made a whole lot of noise at all. And I don't know if that's because he's eaten up a lot of double teams, and that's where, Chris McClellan, Devontae Wyatt, and Edgerrin Cooper are able to run through. Because, we don't get to look at a lot of the tape and see all the, end zone copies of it to see exactly how he's great look at where he is. But he does disappear from the conversation at times. And then yesterday flared up in the conversation because he was running with the ones on kick return. I can't think there's a lot of defensive tackles running on kick return.
No.
Good point.
So his athleticism is something they like, but to the point, he has not jumped off the page. There have been a lot more guys in that room that have been very, very impressive to see. And yesterday you saw the first of what I would assume are going to end up being a little bit more of what you said. Maybe it's a Colby Wooden style defensive lineman for linebacker. Yesterday it was a wide receiver for a linebacker, right? With Kayshon Boutte and Deion Jones going.
Yeah.
Like those are little swaps of trades where teams are realizing, we got maybe a tick of a surplus here, and we really got a need.
Well, that's a good problem, though. I mean, if you have truly that much depth, or you're willing to trade guys and things in that position, that's a good thing,
and
right?
That's where the relentlessness of a guy like Anthony Campbell, right?
Hard to shy away from.
That dude's just like, he just continues, like every day you see him, you take notice, and he's like, okay, well, he planted his flag. He's going to make the club one way or another.
Every day he's batting down passes, getting into the backfield, making noise. And again, like Ford was a former 7th-round pick. He's bounced around to 3 or 4 different teams. He's a biscuit shy of 350. So he's the run stuffer that you want inside. And he was running with the ones yesterday and has been intermittently over the last week and a half. So I thought he was a bubble guy, tough guy to make the club. Now it feels like he's very much there. And one like Nazir Stackhouse seems like he's definitely on the outside looking in from the rotations. But we'll see a lot more of it coming up on Friday night, Drew. And also we had a first during Training Camp Live. Our first during Training Camp Live real scuffle that we've seen yesterday.
Yeah,
because we hadn't seen a whole lot. There were 2 when Tucker Kraft first returned to practice. That was on a Sunday, so we weren't broadcasting there that day. Maybe a little appetizer for what we see coming up on Wednesday.
It was Sorrell, right? With who was it that it was getting it?
I couldn't get a great look at it. Zach Bacco-Boele was trying to calm everything down. Then he started kind of getting wrapped up into it, and then he just turns around and looked like he may have said, "All right, had enough. Trying to play peacemaker over here, and I'm not doing as well as John Cena was doing on his Netflix show."
Yeah, I liked what Sorrell was saying in Doug's update there about how like, oh no, this is just how brothers fight. We're still brothers, man. This is just how we do it. You know, everyone thought we were so serious the whole time, but I like that. You know, like we're gonna have a little bit of scuffle here. We're gonna let you know that like, you know, we're close enough. We're close enough to be able to fight. See, that's the whole key. Are you close enough to be able to get away, do those things, and not feel bad about it?
Well, I don't know that they're going to get away with that. With that reasoning for the fighting coming up on Wednesday. Matt also mentioned it.
He's like, I'm ready to go in there, right? He's like,
tag me in, tag my brother in, and we'll go square up at the 50-yard line.
Which is funny, but I can only imagine.
I think that would be so much better than guys swinging fists and helmets.
But you know what? The problem is
an eyebrow and a hair cloth going off the deep end right there.
Are you kidding me? That would be amazing. But the thing is, you know, if you watch that happen live, you'd have to keep asking yourself, is this a work? Is this really happening? Is this really true? But yeah, that would be funny. But listen, I think this is an outlook of like, what's your philosophical outlook, right? Is it more pessimistic or optimistic? Because when you're playing yourself, as we are in camp, like you can always look at a positive and a negative, right? You can always say, well, this is great news. Look how dominant our defense looks. And if we think our offense is good enough, this could be a great sign for when we start playing other teams. Then again, if you're the pessimistic side, you could say, oh boy, you know, the O-line hasn't fixed its problems from last year and it's going to be more of the same. And if our defense isn't really good, that means we're just bad. Like, so I know it's kind of funny how you can approach this thing different ways. I know a lot of fans do. It's like, most of the time our instinct is offense good, team good. Like that's how people react, I think, when they watch football, fans. So this is the approach we have to like when your team plays itself is I always think representative of what your outlook is on things, on sports and in life. But it'll be good to see us play another uniform, and we're only a couple days away from that. So
only a couple days away. Yeah, it's coming up on Wednesday, and that's the marquee event. If you haven't made a training camp practice, if you only go to one, this would be the one, and it's going to be packed, I'm sure.
It's going to be packed again. 11:30 start time.
But people start arriving at about 8.
I was going to say we'd probably get there for what you would get a normal training camp practice because it's going to be live. And I don't necessarily know, Drew, how many folks from Arizona you're going to see fly in here. We're going to see people from Swamico to Oconto. We're making sure that they get themselves over here from Marshfield to Milwaukee. It's training camp live time in the state of Wisconsin. I think there's going to be a lot of folks enjoying it. And you do also get just a little bit of a look at one of the teams that people think might be the worst team in football. And then you realize just how good everybody in the NFL is. Like Arizona unanimously feels like outside of Cleveland, and Cleveland stepped in it again yesterday, feels like the worst team in football. And you'll look around and be like, wow, they got some really, really good players.
Good talent.
They got some really good. They got some dudes over here. Collectively, not enough, but you do realize where that top end talent really is in the league.
Well, throwing shade at Cleveland, you know.
My goodness, dude.
I mean, at least their coach didn't get into a murky accident, and their owner, CEO didn't get caught in a prostitution sting.
Could be worse.
All right. I got a lot of Jed York questions.
If things that happen on the field and in the locker room are considered a distraction, what does that mean for an organization?
Well, can't blame that one on the substation.
Two most important guys, arguably.
The trailer park.
The head coach.
Yeah.
It's not the electrical substation on this one.
No.
The head coach and the owner, the main guy, are both stepped in it. In the off season.
Yeah. Found with $160 in his pocket.
That was a thing for me. That was like,
I'm glad it wasn't just me.
You don't want to take more, you might get robbed.
Then again, you might get robbed if that's a good, but don't you take that chance if you're him?
I mean,
what's his net worth? Well, maybe that's not the
family's
issue.
Like $8 billion.
I was gonna say the family's about $8 billion. Filed for divorce to his wife a couple of months ago.
Well, at least he's got that.
So he's got that one going.
At least he's got that one. Like at least he can say that. Oh, I was single. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, and at that point, maybe it's been a while since you went out and met people. Maybe you think that's how you meet people. I got $160.
Well, Charlie Sheen.
I know it's only supposed to be $140, but I got a $20.
It's Charlie Sheen. I pay him to leave. How can he trust? I mean, there are those. What's that? There's the Raya site that Armen is on for like
super famous people. Yes, 100%, 100%.
Then but then once people find out who you are and they quick Google search and they find out you're worth billions, it changes the dynamic of every relationship you enter.
That's very true. Can you imagine what that young lady
it's the head that holds the wallet or something. I don't know.
Right. Well, listen, one of the heads is holding it. One of them thought it was getting held.
Pause.
I do wonder how that like sting operation room looked when all of a sudden they're like, hey guys, you're not going to believe who responded.
Jed York.
You're not going to believe who responded to our targeted ad. Like you keep reading the story and I had to put it away. I had to close it yesterday because I'm amongst the people.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. There's a lot of young people, a lot of families. And I wanted to tell everybody that I saw. Did you guys see what happened to Jed York this morning?
So
you guys see what happened with Jed York at the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah.
Our lot in life might not be that bad.
I think it popped at like 10:40. And I'm walking back here with Hunter and Billy's connected to get ready for the show. It's a little peek behind the curtain. And Billy was just sitting there with a grin saying, I'm waiting for Armen to open TMZ's
Armen,
Twitter.
go look at TMZ's latest.
I was like, what could this possibly be? I didn't expect that. You know what's crazy about it is I guess, in the trailer park, they probably don't expect that is him. Like that can't actually be Gabe York. In fact, Jed York. In fact, I'm sure they don't even know who the guy is. Like, that's the funny thing about it.
You don't think they're Niners fans?
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know if they're following like the NFL business page, but what's funny is like he probably thought that was perfect anonymity, right? Like, no one's gonna believe this is me.
That's
here.
true.
But you know what?
Wow.
Well, yeah, but when you roll up with the Rolls Royce with the Niners as the license plate,
here's the thing,
allegedly.
Here's the thing.
Not allegedly.
You look at Mr. York. Okay, you might think a guy like that always wants filet mignon. Sometimes you just want a big greasy burger.
Yeah, sometimes you just want a little skirt steak.
That's all you want.
There you go. Classic. All right, we're off and running. The Tuesday edition. Hunter Baumgardt joins us today. Right? Even though there was no game, we'll get an outlook on the Brewers. He has no report.
And he's got a report, yeah.
Yeah, he'll join us. He has a report?
Whoa.
He says he's got a report loaded for us. And I was really excited to see that.
Let's go,
on an off day.
Okay.
Oh, man, no false hustle with that kid.
We are really in a pennant race, Drew. We doing reports. We doing reports on all the games. That's what I'm talking about.
Go-getter he is. That's what I'm talking about. All
Good.
right, 877-794-1973. You are in the huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Tuesday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. We had no Brewers game yesterday. A rare day off. Got to savor those while you can.
It's a savor, but it's also one of those where you realize, well, I guess maybe I should just say me, how little entertainment you have like outside of the Brewers in the middle of the pennant race. Like Monday night, all of a sudden you're sitting like, all right, so it's 6:40. What do we do now? Like, wait, what do we do? I thought first pitch was right now because
definitely have withdrawals.
You just set your mind to it and forget about it, and all of a sudden when it's not there, it's like, oh my goodness.
Especially when you're good, like you said, in a pennant race. Like that's the thing.
Didn't say that a whole lot during 04.
But and that's just the difference. But now we're used to having that excitement to look forward to every day because our team's good. And they play well, you know? Yeah. So, yeah. And then it's also a little bit like you watch the Cubs win and you're like, well, we didn't get a chance to like keep up pace with them tonight. Like, come on, like, you know, give us a break. You feel like your hands are tied behind your back. But hey, that's the way it goes. It all evens out.
Nice job by Merrill Kelly and the Snakes yesterday.
Thanks for nothing.
Goodness gracious.
Thanks for nothing.
And they're in a wild card race. You know,
Kelly wasn't that horrible, I guess, but the Cubs just pulled away. They lost by a touchdown. 7-0 Cubs win.
Well, and Kelly's had a weird year. He had a really, really good stretch, and now he has gotten so roughed up in his last 5 starts. They've won like 1 of the 5 starts. He's given up 5 or 6 almost in every one of them.
And aren't they getting Marte back soon? Isn't that the deal?
If he gets out of the casino.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? The casino, basically, right? I mean,
it was in the casino while the game was on.
Yeah,
probably not the best luck. Although that Arizona Republic casino is fun.
I was going to say, wasn't there another guy like that was doing that like at 8 a.m., but he wasn't going to play?
No, that was CJ Abrams.
Abrams.
Last week of the year down at Wrigley was playing roulette at like 6 a.m. at the hotel that was attached to the stadium. He's like, well, sorry, I was waiting here for BP and nobody was here. Yeah, I just got here early for some. Sorry, I was here to work, fellas.
That's
I thought we were working early here today. No one would let me into the clubhouse to get some tea work in, so I figured, well, might as well see if Red's hit.
It's gotta be frustrating if you're a Diamondbacks fan. Like, we need you right now, man. What are you doing? But hey, such is life, I guess. So that no help from them last night against the Cubs. It's 5.5 now.
It's 5, isn't it?
Am I going crazy?
I don't know. I thought it was 5.
Maybe it is.
5.5 in the division. The Cubs are 5 up in their wild card.
Okay,
for the number 1 wild card race. But it is 6 in the loss column,
which is the key, right? Because you can control that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw some people freaking out yesterday because Fangraphs put the playoff odds at 100% for the Brewers to make the playoffs. Could we just not tempt that? Could we just please say still 99.999?
Oh gosh, come on. Even I'm not worried about that. That's like the ultimate Eeyore thing. Like, really?
I just don't want them to tempt it because it might jinx it.
Some guy told me on Twitter in July that I couldn't say someone was batting well because it might. I'm like, whoa, so I have to wait till we win a World Series to say anything about the Brewers?
That's pretty impressive because if anybody is worried about a jinx, it sometimes would be Armen. Sorry.
Yeah, but it'd be a little ridiculous to worry about this team not making the playoffs to jinx that. It's going to happen. The Brewers are in the come on, look at the wild card situation. Like, there's no chance. I'm sorry.
Even if you take it to the the reason for the most trepidation, right? And trepidation might be a strong word, but what's your favorite word, Armen? Staying diligent, staying vigilant.
Vigilant, yes.
Be vigilant on the division. It was a 5.5 game advantage that the Cubs had, if I'm not mistaken, over the Brewers going into the month of September in 2018.
Correct.
They have an soon to be, I would think, MVP playing in the outfield, having a career year just as you did. And you chased them down. Right. So they're very much so. And I don't know, Drew, I guess I should probably go back and look at the game log. I don't think the Brewers did it with that many head-to-heads in 2018.
I don't think so.
Right. Like, I don't think they had an NL Central Division 7-game series where you could make up a lot of the ground. The Brewers just did it because Yelich wouldn't stop hitting. And they just rolled through. So that advantage is nice. It's sizable, but it is one that you definitely still got a lot of work to do. Because that team is just rolling as hot as ever.
Computer model at Baseball Prospectus, not Fangraphs, has the Brewers at 9.6% to win the World Series, which gives them the 4th best odds behind the Yankees at 10.4.
Yep, that makes sense. They only
Rays at 13.4.
Yeah.
I guess that would be 5th. The Phillies, the Phillies are below the Brewers, but then the Dodgers are at 21.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't. It's not super surprising because you don't have to face an LA and Atlanta. Hell, you don't have to face San Diego, who again came back and beat the Pirates last night against Ashcraft. Like
they really, yeah.
It is a fully loaded NL, and in the AL, it feels like those two teams and like everybody else. Houston's winning their division. They fired their GM yesterday.
Yep. They're out. He's out.
Sorry.
You're
mutually parted ways.
Well, can you imagine him saying, but we're in first place? Well, yeah, but, you know. Now, Texas is also tied with them, right? Or they were going into that firing. Yep. But the thing is, it is, you're right. It is so incredibly different, the balance of power in the NL and the AL. You know, there might be an American League team, not just to win the division, but also get a wild card spot below 500. Whereas right now, it is the Padres, right, with that last spot. I think the Diamondbacks are 2 back of them, and they're 10 over. So you really have to probably win. You know, in this day and age, with MLB, with the third wild card, you probably can make it with an 84, 85, 86 wins, or at least have a shot at it. But it might take 88 now in the NL, and that's kind of rare for this new system. So the balance of power, even with that, even with the floor being much higher in the National League wild card, the Brewers will make it. Okay, guys, they'd have
Brewers
to lose out. All right,
projected to win like 97 games, 96, 97, which would, you know, franchise record, right? 97.
Listen, I like resetting that mark. Would the 100 games be exciting to anybody, or is it simply what they do in October? Because that is a hell of a
100 games is pretty legit.
I think it's pretty cool because they've never done it, and I was kind of paying attention to it last year as well. The thing is, you're right. It means nothing for October, but nothing means anything until October. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if we're watching the regular season, I'm either going to be obsessed with October now in August, or I'm going to enjoy August and September. And that part of that is pursuing 100 wins, right? I mean,
yeah. In Armen, I think I'm falling more into that line because like you can stress yourself out about every single 5th inning and be like, well, if they do that, it's in October, they're not gonna win. I just don't think that's an enjoyable way to go through life,
right?
Or to enjoy watching baseball.
Yeah, that's like, also like one doesn't mean anything to the next. Sorry to jump on you here.
No, you're right.
That's kind of my point. Is like, let's say the Brewers do give up a 5th inning lead in August, or it doesn't mean they're going to do it in October. You just don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
It might be a coincidence, but it doesn't prove causality that you are sitting here and struggling that way, and that's going to be why you don't win in the playoffs is because you didn't hit this or that pitcher. I think that the more you watch September and October baseball, because we are still kind of new to it, right? Like we're still gaining experience into it. You can either be completely hell-bent and nervous about what happens in the postseason, or just enjoy the heck out of the ride here right now. And because they have it is tough to not want to fast forward to the end of the movie. But this is why the development of the plot is a thing, Drew. This is why we can't just Spark Notes everything like I love to do when I was in school.
I also want to say this, like for people that'll say like, well, I'm harder on them or I'm more negative because I want it more. Like, no, you don't get to say that
say you want it more than Armen.
You don't get to say you want it more just because you were more negative during the summer. Like, it doesn't mean you want the World Series more than anybody else. Everybody wants, all Brewers fans want to win the World Series. You can't sit there and have jurisdiction in saying I want it more than others. That's why I'm willing to say the hard things. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. I don't like that. 618 winning percentage right now, times 162. You're right, Drew. They're exactly at 100 win pace, 100.1. So they're projected with this pace to win 100 games plus 0.1 game, which doesn't exist, obviously. So we're still on that pace. It would be fun. But yeah, to that point, I mean, listen, it's August 25th. The Brewers have 81 wins. They should waltz to 92. I mean, 96 or 95. Like that range is going to happen. So
yeah, you would think.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it all season. Now today, I mean, again, the Mets. People thought the teams that win the winter don't win in the summer.
That's fair. Yeah.
And look where the Mets are: 59 and 72. Run differential of -40.
And going into their series against the Padres, they were the only team to beat the Padres in a series in how long? Yeah. The Mets have suddenly turned somewhat lukewarm. But yeah, they are just an absolute
11 and a half
fire.
Out of the wild card. Not even sniffing the playoffs. Like not even like they're that not playing relevant baseball after, the All-Star break, basically.
I mean, like you could say when they won 9 of 12 that maybe that was their boost, but Drew, they also didn't even get like the boost that the other teams that didn't trade off their good players got.
Yeah.
Right. Like all of Texas tried to trade DeGrom. He's like, no, I'm not going. And now they're a half game up in the West. The Twins got like a little bit of a bump when they didn't trade Joe Ryan and company and they started rolling. Baltimore, same deal. They made themselves somewhat into the race there in the AL. And then all of a sudden the Mets are like, yeah, we're not trading anybody really good. We'll trade off all our bad play or all our guys that are going to be on expiring contracts. But we would like a little bit of the bump from Lindor and Soto. No,
put the Mets in the NL Central and they'd be in last place by 3 games.
Jeez,
behind Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
Oh, I love this.
The only teams they'd be ahead of are San Francisco and Colorado, who are the dregs of the league.
Is there anybody that gets his name cursed harder right now in New York than David Stearns?
I mean, is
his name like the most toxic one?
It's probably, you're right.
Because I mean, if they would have lost the finals, then it would have been Wemby.
Yeah.
Right. Because like the Knicks are everybody's team.
Yeah. The Knicks are. Yeah. The
Yankees can't really be upset about anything right now. They're more just worried about Judge. They probably like
Judge.
They like to throw Stearns in there just to make fun of their rivals and just have some fun and poke some at
You're
them.
right though. Like they're still playing well. Like I can't imagine maybe Woody Johnson. I mean, I don't know, but like
that's fair.
That's more.
They haven't lost a game yet though.
Fair. That's a good point.
I mean, until maybe are they giving out some of these sweet rivals jerseys like the Packers are today? Maybe if they're awful, then Woody Johnson will catch some smoke. Yeah. New Green Bay Packers jerseys being announced later on today.
That's right.
For the ones that they will wear against the Chicago Bears.
Rivalry jerseys.
People are already I can feel it. People are already mad. I don't know what's gonna happen. I can already just feel people are upset about it.
Will you be upset if they're not wearing green socks?
I wish they would wear green socks with the white jerseys and the green. Yes. But you know what? That's apparently falling on deaf ears at this point, except for Rourke. Rourke's out there with me, but I wish they'd wear the green socks again. But hey, you know what? Uniform changes do occur, and that's what it is. I just think they look better. But the Packers have that classic look that, you kind of wish they wouldn't but everyone gets messed with now. There's no team in pro sports that even their classic jerseys, except maybe the Yankees, doesn't get messed with. I mean, so I'm curious to see what they come up with for the Packers in these jerseys today.
I just hope they're not highlighters.
Like
I prefer the not all gold.
Well, yeah, but I saw a mock-up that looks like the gold, like a brown. Is that what you mean, or you mean yellow, Billy?
No, I mean like the bright yellow.
Yeah.
Like the bright yellow, like the gold pants. I would prefer them just not do that.
When they started Color Rush, I always assumed that was going to be what ours was going to be, just because we already had yellow helmets and pants. And it was the all white, which I said, okay, this is better.
I would suggest, again, Nike's not taking my suggestion.
No, they're not.
I would put a G, I don't know, on the jersey.
Like in the 80s, in the
sleeve?
Sleeve?
Like the sleeve on the G on the sleeve of the jersey in the 80s. Because since then, I don't believe there's been one on there at all. Maybe put that right there front and center, right above the number. You can find some different ways.
It would make sense because that kind of late 80s look is stylish again for people wearing gear and things like that. And I think that's the last throwback they haven't had. They also had pants on the numbers on the pants.
Numbers on the pants.
All right, why not? I'll do that. I'm with that.
I remember a kid in grade school had the Franklin pants, and he had the number on the side. I'm like, dude, you got wrong pants. He goes, no, man, these are throwbacks. I never respected somebody more as seven.
Wow,
as a 7-year-old.
These are throwbacks.
Holy cow! Check my ego at the door. You are right. I apologize, sir. Goodness gracious.
We could go full late 80s, right, Drew, and bring back Packy the Packer.
Yeah, sure we could.
They teased that in the schedule release video.
I know.
They also had a dance team back then. We just had the St.
Norbert cheerleaders.
Which I mean, we love our hometown girls and boys.
The Green Bay East cheerleaders.
Yeah, go to UWGB before you go to St. Norbert.
Wow, I'm not here to start that debate.
When we come back, we will hear from our boy Hunter Baumgardt.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Off-day Brewers Report. I'm dying to know what's in it.
I'm very, very excited. I'm also reading way too many memes of Deshaun Watson and Jed York paired together.
Oh my!
The internet is interneting this morning, fellas.
Hunter joins us at 7:25 in the flesh, or at least on the screen. We appreciate all your input. 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com. Talking text on You're in the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Bill Schmidt, and Armen Semi-Charmed Sarian behind the glass today.
Well, you know, when you're looking for a bump, throw that blind's always there.
877-794-1973. Get you to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. This portion of the program brought to us in part by our pals at Game Day Men's Health. Check them out online, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. The website, sign up for that free consult. I was there yesterday, had a little blood work done. They will, not only do they provide a service, they monitor it and maintain your health. Many services available. Check them out, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. All right. Hunter Baumgardt working hard for us. He's going to join us at 7:25, but he provided us with a Brewers report on the off day.
I love a little appetizer.
Hunter was off when the Brewers were on the West Coast, which was perfect. But let's take a little crudité, a little amuse bouche for Hunter's appearance at 7:25.
There we go.
Let's hear it. Hit it, Armen.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers getting set for a 3-game series in New York starting tonight. Kyle Harrison on the mound tonight, Dustin May tomorrow. And then on Thursday, it'll be Jacob Mizorowski. All games starting at 6:10, so I'll have you for the baseball pregame show at 5 o'clock each of the next 3 nights for an hour on Fox Sports 920 and our social channels. Kyle Harrison, as I mentioned, on the mound tonight. His ERA on the road, 5.01. His ERA at home, 1.26. It's been quite a difference on the road compared to at home for Kyle Harrison. Hopefully that turns around on the road during this last stretch of the season, and maybe that starts tonight. On the mound for the Mets tonight, Zach Thornton. In 9 games, he's been really good for the Mets. 3.04 ERA. He threw 6 shutout innings against the Brewers back in July. The Mets come in 13 games under 500. We all know the type of season they've had, although they played better over the last few weeks. So we'll see if the Brewers can keep the momentum up after winning a series against the Atlanta Braves over the weekend. Also, a couple of injury notes. Both Abner Uribe and JoJo Romero will pitch for the Timber Rattlers tonight to begin rehab assignments. Now, Abner Uribe is technically eligible to come off the IL tomorrow. Don't necessarily know if that'll happen. JoJo Romero, on the other hand, is going to probably need a couple of appearances on a rehab assignment before he is back, but we'll see for both of them after they pitch tonight. Obviously, they'll take it outing by outing. But a couple of notes, if you want to head up to Appleton or if you're in the Appleton area, both Uribe and Romero will be pitching tonight for the Timber Rattlers. Romero, of course, acquired by the Brewers from the Cardinals in the trade with Dustin May. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. I'll join you guys at 7:25 to talk more about the Crew. Back to you guys.
Oh, that hard-working Hunter Baumgardt.
That's what I'm talking about, Hunter.
Isn't that good news? Because you forget, again, to clip off the wins, for most teams, losing their prime setup guy, 8th inning guy, would rock the boat a little bit.
Yeah, 100%, Drew. Yep.
Brewers just ham and egg it. They just whoever's available goes out there and does the job.
And man, credit to the Brewers having a whole lot more restraint than any of us did on, trotting Aaron Ashby back out there. I know he gives up the homer on Sunday night, so it might not be the day to do it. That's his first earned run in the month of August. They are going to give up runs.
Yeah, that's the thing.
For somebody that has given up as much traffic as he had during the month of July, he's been nails in the month of August. Probably earned himself a playoff start at this point.
The other night, Senzatella had a couple, had a good turn, or the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, it's like, well, that guy sucks because I saw him give up a run twice in a row. It's like, that happens,
Yeah, and how about one of the unsung guys? Man, DL Hall's been phenomenal since he came back.
He really
has.
Huh?
Nice to have his lefty. Yes, absolutely.
Since he's come back,
what a great option.
His whole year has been really, really good, and giving them a little something out of that trade that you have. And him and Joey Ortiz, nice little rebound from the Corbin Burns trade, huh?
I was just gonna say it. Joey also as well. Now, it made me think of this when Hunter's doing his report. We got a few minutes here. Really quick, maybe this is for a longer discussion, but the home road splits for Harrison are stark. They're obvious. Don't know why. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but they're there. Does that factor into a decision in the playoffs? Like, let's say the situation's there where you can start him on the home and the road. I know it doesn't make sense, but I'm not overthinking it. I'm not starting him on the road if I can start him at home in the playoffs. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Would you guys look at it that way at all?
I try not to.
I agree.
A lot of times those things just,
So stark, though. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably overthinking.
Yeah, this one, his are dramatic. His, I would go a little bit different just because his have all happened on the West Coast, right? Like Arizona had the blow
that
up.
weird A's game, obviously.
He had the weird A's game, Vegas, San Diego. He didn't look good in. Like, so his are a little strange. Dustin May's home road splits are really rough. Now, granted, he wasn't also here as his home for a large portion of it.
Yeah.
But I would say, Armen, I probably look into it more than they do because last year Quinn Priester's numbers were awful on the road. And then, but he was one of their better pitchers. They went and trotted him out at Wrigley, and he damn near didn't even get out of the first inning.
And there's going to be
probably should have gotten hooked in the first inning at that point. So maybe there's something to it. I don't believe they'll put much into it.
And there also might be a point where you don't have a choice. You have to put your rest and line up your guys, and you have to have somebody pitch. So,
but if it's Miz and Harrison, and then I got to wait Logan Henderson for game 3,
exactly,
I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
It seems like one of those stats that sounds like it's meaningful, but then like all it takes is one good game on the road, and you're like, oh well, I guess that was a blip. Or
but
Vegas,
501 to
Arizona.
126, that doesn't look as much of a coincidence at that point.
At least I could defend it to the media.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like we said, it's just a couple of games when it's how big is the sample? How many road starts?
He has 9 road starts compared to 11 home starts.
Yeah.
So I mean, half
home starts,
and half.
That's decent.
Yeah. 9 home starts is like, that's a small sample.
Let's see if I needed one.
Well,
thing
okay,
to
but
tip my
then is there
scale.
ever going to be a sample that you can look at from a season?
That's 20 starts.
I mean,
half and half, 9 to 11.
Yeah, it's 9 on the road. Yeah, I mean, but we went through this when the Brewers had a losing record on the road as a team. They have to learn to win on the road. Well, how do you do that?
No,
Well,
but
more
I
of a
think it's
thing.
different when it's one individual person. The starting pitcher is a little different than the whole team reacting to
I'm just saying, if I had a choice, that could tip a scale for me. I'm like, all right, if I can't decide which game to start him in, I'm just going to do the home game.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, what if he gets lit up at home?
Well, then that sucks.
Then you can't pitch him at
much.
all. All right. When we come back, a little more Packers talk for you. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. There's just one more open practice for the Packers. It's tomorrow, Wednesday. Their joint workout with the Cardinals, now coached by Mike LaFleur, Matt's younger brother. Matt's number one joint practice rule is no fighting. But
if there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
Spoken like a true older brother. Speaking of which, shortly after the coach made that statement, two guys as close as brothers, locker mates, fellow Texas Longhorns, and 2025 draftees Matthew Golden and Barron Sorrell did get into it on the practice field. Here's Sorrell in the locker room afterwards.
You know how it is, like when you got like a little like your brother type thing. Like me and Matt always getting into it, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how our relationship is. And today got out on the football a little bit, and everybody thought we was like so serious. The whole time we was just like joking around a little bit. But like I said, it's football. It's how it gets. So
just a little scuffle, nothing to see here. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the ball down to. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after you and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Sanchez, we definitely ready. Welcome to Hour 2 of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on that iHeart app of yours, and streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. And you know, in sports and in life, timing is everything.
Yes, it is. That's fair.
Brewers took care of the Seattle Mariners at American Family Field recently, and we were talking about what a disappointing season Cal Raleigh is having.
Whoops.
Well, against the Phillies last evening, he hit 3 homers.
He dumped it last night, big dumper.
Big dumper.
My goodness.
He emptied the back of the dump truck.
He found the power stroke on that first game against the Cubs with a solo or with a 3-run shot to answer a couple of homers the Cubs had in the first inning, and he has found the power stroke. Crazy how quickly that can happen.
Single-handedly squelching the Phillies' hot streak.
And for the Mariners, I mean, they're still somewhat still in the thick of it. They're 3 games out of their division, and they were a team that was an eyelash away from going to the World Series a year ago. They've been like the most disappointing team in all of ball. And Arozarena hitting,
right?
Yeah, outside of the Blue Jays, the only team that beat them. Like the bring up of Anderson, I don't know if that was the bump they needed. The bump they needed was Raleigh, Arozarena, and Rodriguez to hit. It's like crazy how that can happen.
Funny how that works.
You know what? When you're in the AL West, though, you're in it. All right, this is the year.
You're not wrong.
When you're in the AL West, you are never out of it.
And the Cubs did win last night 7-0 over the Diamondbacks, despite Pete Crow Armstrong going 0 for 5.
Ooh, which doesn't happen much.
He doesn't
these
have
days.
to carry them every night.
Yeah, these days it doesn't happen much when you see PCA taking over, because is that the well, he's just been incredible, obviously. And I think he's at the point where he's the odds-on favorite. Well, I know he's the odds-on favorite, but he's at the point where I think it would be a surprise for him not to win MVP. Right. And people were telling me I was crazy a couple months ago, and I'm like, this guy's in the mix here. Yeah. I'm not trying to toot my own horn.
Just wait though. Just wait. Shohei Ohtani's got something up his sleeve.
He's got a pitch though too, Billy.
I don't know. Does he?
Well, it's easier to win it if he pitches too.
That's true.
Yeah, it definitely easier. But if he goes off on a binge where he hits 10 in the month of September and they take up the overall number 1 seed with the way that their lineup is kind of battered around, they just lost Pajes this weekend.
Yeah,
maybe he gets some love, maybe he doesn't. But Ohtani's the one guy that, like you just said, he has to pitch. He probably doesn't. Their offensive numbers are damn near identical, right? Like they're about as close to that as possible.
They are good, very good. They're both very good.
But maybe that's where a little bit of the Ohtani fatigue comes in, right? Like people are like, if there's any reason for me that I don't have to vote for him and then I can actually move that pencil over, I think there's some people that are excited to be able to vote for somebody else. PCA's defensive metrics give him a huge leg up, but like, to say that he's leaps and bounds different, Ohtani's numbers in that game that he hits the walk-off homer after leading off the game with a homer, Ohtani hit 2 bombs. It just happened to be in Colorado in a blowout. Right. Like, so his just might not have been as noticeable or as exciting, but Ohtani, I think, is still right in the midst of it. I just got to stop listening to PCA. Because the more I do hear him, like he was on with the Pardon My Take guys,
the more you like him,
the more I like the son of a gun.
I know.
I'd really prefer to hate him. I'd really prefer to dislike him, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be super available. So I am going to have to start seeing this guy,
If he played anywhere except in the friendly confines, you'd probably dig the guy.
Oh, I'd be a big fan. Yeah, I'd be a big fan.
I will admit that too.
Angels.
He seems like a nice dude. He's with the kids and all that, and he's into the autographs and
talking smack too. Like he was on. I mean, again, just the way you go about an interview will have endear me some love.
Sure,
he's very entertaining on that podcast with the Pardon My Take guys. Now they make everybody sound somewhat decent and engaging, but he's a super engaging guy. He's a very entertaining cat. Cares about the ball. It's fun to listen to.
Yeah. Big Cat and PFT make Matt LaFleur seem like he has a personality.
I was going to say, they bring a lot of excitement out of anybody.
And I'm not saying that Matt LaFleur doesn't have a personality. I'm saying he tries to shield it as much as possible.
He doesn't want you to see it.
I understand what you meant. I understand what they all.
That's what
he
they
puts
all
up that
do.
wall.
That's the coach's boilerplate. Hopefully, at some point, we'll get a charismatic, real. Maybe Halfley's that guy, but someone who has success, like sustained success, who's just chill and fun and relatable and admits that there's stuff that exists outside of watching film and getting to the building at 5 a.m. and like just, someone who has a life.
Yeah. McVay is the closest thing to it, but he grew up as that guy. Right. And now that he's got kids, now he kind of discussed it, but his, I can listen to that guy talk about just about anything for 4.5 hours because of how engaging and exciting he is. And like that makes it something to it. But when the guy that wins 7 Super Bowls is about as boring and mundane and quiet and monotone as possible as Belichick, it's hard to think there's a whole lot of those
everybody
guys
emulates
and everybody dreaming of being that guy.
We're on to Buffalo,
but maybe they don't now because his last act has just been so awful. We did have a text on the talking text line. Speaking of UNC Bill and Billy Edwards going to be the starting quarterback there. We had a college football question on buy or sell. Who throws for more yards, Colton Joseph or Billy Edwards Jr.?
Well, I love that.
Listen, 608. As somebody that recently downloaded NCAA College Football 2027 and got my first view of Colton Joseph in that game last night, Badgers fans be very excited.
Because
Billy.
Badgers fans be very excited. Son of a gun airs it out. And all indications during camp as they wrap up 15 practices, very elusive. He is a stout young man. You're going to have to bring down Colton Joseph. He's going to run for a ton of yards, but I think he's going to throw for a bunch as well. Because Eugene Hilton is primed for a big year.
Who's going to try to throw more, though, Belichick or Fickle? I think that's part of it, too. Billy Edwards, we don't know. He hasn't been healthy. I could see it definitely being Colton Joseph. I just don't know what offense is going to. Because there was a big thing about we have to get back to running, and there seems to be that sort of.
They're going to run the football. They're going to run the football. Colton Joseph can run it. He can also throw it as well. That's going to be a good
All
stuff.
Right,
that's going to be good stuff. So 608.
Right.
I got your answer right there. It's going to be Colton Joseph because I got my eyes on him in that NCAA football game last night and taking it to Auburn. Now we may have lost the game, but we did not lose the war.
Well, that's Auburn.
Yeah,
it's
a tough game.
Tough match.
Especially when one guy stops paying attention. That makes stuff.
You guys want some more text in here? YouTube, they're chiming in on the video stream. Pete Chang, happy Taco Tuesdays, fellas.
We still doing that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Why not?
I
like Taco Tuesday. I like Taco Wednesday, Taco Thursday, Taco Friday. I'll eat any day.
Any day that ends in Y.
No crew last night equals catching up on some shows and fantasy football prep. Some Cubs hate following too.
Now we're talking.
I appreciate the fantasy football prep.
Now.
It's starting to be fantasy football season.
Ready.
right?
I had my first draft last night.
Already? Seems early.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Mine's September.
Inside of 3 weeks away.
It doesn't seem okay. I guess so. Don't you want a little later
getting
so you
to the
know what's
last-
going to happen with injuries?
Well, who's playing in this game that you're going to be drafting?
You don't know. I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know
Nobody.
if you're planning on drafting Chris Brooks in your fantasy team. I got bad news for you.
I just had fun watching all the reaction to the Ashton Jennings
Genty.
sprained ankle that people were freaking out
what I'm
about.
saying.
Mm-hmm. That's a dude that is as important to that team as possible. But you get carried off by multiple guys. They definitely didn't make it sound very good.
And ankle sprains can be severe. I know
Ankle sprains can be, but people are treating it like
ACL,
like
and all
both
that.
ACLs and an Achilles.
Yeah. The Teddy Bridgewater injury. Paul, hey guys, how's it going? Good, Paul. How are you? Mary Goldbeck, good morning, fellas. Smoking a meatloaf on the smoker today.
Hey, that sounds
What are you smoking
let's
today?
go, Mary. Okay.
You smoking a meatloaf?
Yeah.
No, I
100%.
know about there's other things you can smoke. I didn't know you can smoke a meatloaf. Billy, have you ever tried to do? I know you do like.
I have not. I've definitely thought about it. I have the one that I've really looked into is the chili on the smoker.
You smoke
where you smoke the chili, where you'll smoke like the beef.
You smoke Armen's chili.
on
Maybe
top
he'll win.
and then
Maybe he'll win a
I
contest.
see what you mean. Oh, that's interesting.
Armen's mediocre chili
I might have a chance, right? See?
with the
You
smokiness.
don't even want to know what I'm thinking. Okay, you don't even know what I would be thinking if someone said Armen smoked the chili. I'd be like dumping it on there like a chili.
Oh, boy.
You don't even want to know how I would be messing that thing up. Okay.
I'm gonna be looking. Wait, where do we drill the hole?
Yeah.
So you're saying you
smoke
smoke
this. How
the
do we-
meat. You smoke the meat and put that meat in the chili pot.
So you put the pot
in the smoker.
You are putting the pot in the smoker.
Yeah, with most of the stuff, and then you have the meat right on top that it can cook, and the juices can get in there, absorb, and then you can mix the meat in.
That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a
Actually,
lot.
there's a lot of not work. It's a lot of turning it on and then putting
Yeah,
it
and
on.
then,
All right,
and
maybe.
you're going and having a couple of drift seltzers.
I mean, what are you smoking everything?
I mean, yeah,
People do.
Can you
Yeah,
smoke
for
chicken
sure.
noodle soup? I mean, what's next?
it's basically an oven. It's an outdoor
Yeah,
oven.
I
It's a
get
wood
that.
fire oven in that sense.
Right.
I'll smoke frozen pizzas out there.
That sounds good. I could see because you know that you're really baking that. You know, so I don't. My thought is I don't bake chili.
How hot can you get it though? Because then if you have the cast iron, if you can get it to like 800, 900 degrees, you got a restaurant steak sear.
Oh, and that thing is. I can get
That's
it
why I
up to
want a
like
pizza
400.
oven.
Yes.
I want the pizza oven.
Oh my God.
Because then you can get that to like 800 degrees, and
Yeah.
it's like then you get the sear like the restaurants.
Well, and I saw some dude on YouTube with the pizza oven attachment in the smoker.
I know. I think I saw
right
something
where you
like
don't
that.
need the whole new unit.
Get the pizza stone, and then
Or in the backyard.
Because that
Some of these
pizza
guys-
oven looks like an absolute weapon. Our boy Ben's got one. He talks like he's got every grilling piece known to man, and he said the pizza oven is the best one.
If you have one of those type of big ovens where you slide it in, and you can get those things to like 600-800, then you can cook them faster too. That's the other thing.
That is how that works. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
pizzas take a
impressive.
minute, but I'm just saying steaks can get up to the temperature that you need.
I was gonna say you're gonna get
by
that
the restaurants.
full sear.
You can't our friends at 5 o'clock club and Carnivore and Capital, they have those high.
There's a reason why it looks that good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The Peter Luger thing where they're putting it in the broiler and it's sizzling up. All right, Mr. Guy 5911 on YouTube. For the record, Drew Senzatella does suck. Anyone want to try tackling that for a buy or sell? Senzatella.
Senzatella sucks. I mean, he's pretty good. He's a guy, an arm I thought they should get. Like relievers give up runs, folks. It just happens. Like it sucks, but that they do.
Yeah, and I struggle with the Senzatella sucks one. Now he had blown a save against the Brewers when he was with the Rockies earlier in the year. I think that's where people remember the name from, Drew, and like, oh well, if the Brewers tagged him, much like I thought of Nick Mears a couple of years ago, because the Brewers roughed up him with that mustache in Colorado.
Yeah,
like, well, this guy's got to be the corner of cheeks, and turns out he was pretty good for the Brewers. I do think Senzatella's got a live arm and something that they can absolutely work with. Have the numbers been great since getting here? Not necessarily. But he's also, I mean, you're working with a brand new catcher, whole new pitching staff, whole new, support staff.
Needs some more to
You're
make
in
a
the
judgment.
midst of getting dealt. Like, I think, Drew, that's got to throw guys for a lot bigger of a loop than we a lot of times
I think so. Yeah.
give credit for. Especially pitching. I mean, hitting, again, maybe I'm a simpleton on this one. Grab a bat, figure out where the hot zones for the pitcher are. You can probably go up there in just about any jersey. But if you're going to be working with the same catcher, throwing your bullpens, having people look at you, trying to diagnose what your mechanics are the best, that's something that is going to be tougher to pick up right away midstream.
All right. Uncle Snacks on YouTube says Uncle Smoke Chili takes number 1 in a contest every time. Hey, if your name's Uncle Snacks, you must know.
Yeah, good idea.
Billy, this one on the NicklayLaw.com talking text line. Ryan Muskego said, good morning, guys. I wanted to know if I could check in with Mike McGivern to get a quick high school football recap from Friday night. Is Mike available this morning?
Yeah, call him up.
Is he available?
Ryan, Mike McGivern is not available. He does do the Varsity Blitz High School Football Coaches Show coming up on Saturday morning.
There's Mike. Okay.
If you'd like to hear some more about what's going on in the great state of high school football.
What'd you think about that guy's performance? 56-53. There was 7 touchdowns.
You talking about Kingston Allen?
Kingston Allen.
He's an incredible football player.
That young man.
Listen, I'll tell you this. That football game was phenomenal. But Ashton Van Beek's not going to get enough credit. He had 7 touchdowns as well. 7 touchdowns as well. But he's going to North Dakota State University, not Wisconsin.
That's right.
That's going to be the difference.
Unreal.
Now, make sure you tune back in on Saturday morning and get some more of that.
Outstanding.
Love you, Mike.
Outstanding. 877-794-1973. Buying and selling. Are you buying or selling that? To me, the 53-man roster projections are much more palatable and tangible than anybody's mock draft. I'll read everybody's roster projections to see what they have, and I won't read anybody's mock draft because I don't give a rat's ass.
Drew, I'm sitting here staring at Matt Schneimann's as you said it because I'm trying to. Thank you. That's a good pause. That's a good use of the pause button, Armen.
I got one.
Because I want to know if I'm just missing something, but it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of spots necessarily available.
No, but I talked to Wayne yesterday because he's the man, and you were with him. And Wayne is brought to us by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with a light.
Yeah, it does.
We were talking about Pierre Strong. Like, they weren't planning on keeping 4 running backs, but then the guy's got 68-yard kick return. He's looking good.
Yeah.
You don't know about Josh Jacobs. He might have to initially make his way onto the 53.
Well, and those kind of roster manipulations are going to be tough because we were talking about it with tight end too. Like, I don't know that they have 4 tight ends that you want to keep. I don't know that Swinson, Castles, or Yasmin have played their way on. I know Drake Dabney's going to be there. You need 3, and Musgrave is hardcore MIA. Some teams would only keep 9 linemen. I don't know that the Packers really want to. I think they desperately want to have 10 offensive linemen. So, where can you shave one off? And
then,
I think Anthony Campbell has played his way so far onto the team that it's hard to take him off. Maybe it is where you keep 6 interior defensive linemen so you can keep one more running back, or somebody might hit IR that doesn't want to, right? That could be the other case, Drew, of somebody maybe hits IR or the PUP list, not planning on it, and that's how you move and get somebody in here. But Mark Perry has played really, really well. I don't know, man. Sorry. Good luck making that safety room with McKinney, Williams, Bullard, and Old Dapo. That's not a room that's ripe for the taking right there.
Yeah. Do you keep Drake Dabney? Do you need that tight end?
Well, he'd be the 4th one. Does it concern you? Tight end seems to be a emerging exclusivity.
Well, in all reality, he's the 3rd one. Because again, Luke Musgrave has not practiced.
He hasn't practiced. He's not playing. So that's what I'm saying.
But
I still consider Dabney on the bubble, though.
Yeah, I think he's on the team because I don't think you can go into
not on Luke Musgrave.
I just don't think you can go into a game with only 2.
Well, right.
I mean, you're going to have to play 6 games with only 2.
Yeah.
Because Musgrave's not going to be available for at least the first 6 games. So, or at least the first 4 games on PUP. So you need somebody that could be Jonnu Smith. Right. He's still out there. That could be somebody that breaks away. Boy, Ben Sims from a couple of years ago, right? That could very quickly, they could find somebody else, but Dabney, as it stands right now, without an addition from the outside, I think he's on the team for sure.
One guy that we've liked in the past that I think is unlikely to make the team, Nazir Stackhouse.
I would agree. Partially because his own Georgia Bulldog, Warren Brinson, looked phenomenal next to him.
And Brinson, to me, is pretty solid.
He's going to play. He's going to challenge for time. We mentioned Campbell, and I mean, Campbell and Ford both making it. I don't think people were anticipating, but I thought it was going to be coming down to Nazir Stackhouse against Jonathan Ford for the interior run stuffer spot. And Ford's just looked better.
Yeah.
Hands down, he has looked phenomenal throughout camp. And he's a little bit more of a vet. There's something to a guy that's been around the league and knows a little bit more of the rigors of what you're going to have to go through the entire year, because if you watch Stackhouse in week 1 compared to week 16, there was a difference.
Do we? Where are we on Christian Welch and some of the special teams bubble guys?
Wayne and I were having Wayne and I were having a tough moment with Christian Welch yesterday, because he's just so good on special teams. He's always there, and he's a sure tackler. I think his jersey number is the exact place that he is. I think he's 54 on the roster. I want him to be on the team. I think it's Nick Neiman against Christian Welch, but I think they're going to keep Neiman. I think Welch gives you more if they have to play on defense, but I think they like Neiman more on special teams. So I think he's outside looking in, unless there's an injury, and there very much could be coming up on Wednesday.
Are Kennard and Jennings headed for the practice squad or waiver wire?
I think both of them are on the team.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think from where they go offensive line-wise, I think Kennard is still going to be the swing tackle while they work with Belton, and Donovan Jennings is a part of it. They love John Williams. I think he's going to be there. Maybe it's Williams or Kennard, and they only keep 9, but I think they're keeping 10 offensive linemen for sure. I'll be ready to be wrong, but I think they're going to keep 10.
Okay.
And I know I saw some people, Drew, saying like, could Kyle McCord play his way on? No, he's playing his way firmly onto the practice squad. Might be onto somebody else's team.
Yeah.
But there's no way they're keeping 3 quarterbacks, and that's going to be one that a lot of people are going to say, I thought he was really good during camp.
Wow.
That's a position you are not going to be able to crack.
When we return, Scott Dolphin's going to be here. We'll throw some buy or sell props at Dolph. Halftime has arrived on the Tuesday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Halftime of the Huddle has arrived on a Tuesday in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen happy to be joined by our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin, from the country station down the hall, FM 106. Good morning, Dolph.
Hi, fellas. Armen on point playing Tim McGraw, who was at Alpine Valley over the weekend.
Yeah, we sent some listeners there. We gave away tickets.
I appreciate that. I didn't know that, but I appreciate the credit.
Dude, just take the compliment.
I appreciate that.
Dude,
I don't want to be like, deceptive and think I did that on purpose.
And there's a Labor Day weekend tie in that hook there, too.
Yes, there is. Wait. That was the Alpine show. Okay.
He mentioned
tickets away. Yeah.
He's had 4 back surgeries. He had to pull the plug on his whole touring schedule last year.
Crazy. Dang.
He's been in, but apparently he's in good shape now after 4 back
Was this
surgeries.
before or after Blindside?
Way after.
Okay, way after. Well, maybe you can put on your butt during the film that movie.
Or
if you're method acting, you have to.
You're going to get into it. Might as well.
I'm thinking maybe during 4 Christmases where he was all bulked up and he and John Favreau were throwing Vince Vaughn around. Maybe that's where it happened.
That is underrated one of the Christmas movies.
The 3 brothers were all named after the city in which they were conceived: Dallas, Orlando, and Denver.
Gosh, I forgot that was him.
That was Tim McGraw, probably 40 to 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he was the bigger guy in that. Yeah,
he was. Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't remember that.
He told us once that's when he decided to quit drinking so many Miller Lights, is when he saw himself on screen in that movie.
Well, I would have been a good that was it.
That was
I would have sacrificed other things first. But
funny, underrated movie. Reese Witherspoon and Robert Duvall.
Well, Vince Vaughn, obviously.
Vince Vaughn, yeah. Robert Duvall is the dad. You had Dwight Yoakam, another country singer, in there as the charismatic preacher. Funny movie.
Dwight Yoakam, just a legend.
He is. He's incredible in concert and doesn't get talked about enough as an actor. If you ever seen Sling Blade, you can see how scary he is.
Really good. So the big shows for the fall, Brad Paisley's coming, Casey Musgraves, right?
Yeah, Brad Paisley is Labor Day weekend at BMO Pavilion at the Summerfest grounds. That same night, Russell Dickerson is playing the Walworth County Fair. So you've got some decisions to make if you're a country fan.
Well, and as I was driving up yesterday, I heard you guys playing and trying to figure out what show would potentially be. Now, Scott Dolphin's recommendation, Brad Paisley or Russell Dickerson, because they're 2 very different shows on that same night.
Yeah.
Now, Hunter is coming up at 7:25.
Oh, you know where he's going to be.
We already
Russell Dickerson.
We already know where Hunter's going to be. But for everybody that's not Hunter and has 4 Russell Dickerson posters on their wall, which one would be the show to go to?
Well, I'm hoping that you saw Russell Dickerson at BMO Pavilion during Summerfest, and if you did, I would recommend going to see Brad Paisley. You won't find a better guitar player in country music than Brad Paisley.
And I don't want to say it like we know Russell Dickerson will be back, right? I mean, come on.
Oh, that's fair.
He's got the
That's
local
a good
ties.
point.
His wife is,
Kaylee is from Cedarburg, born and raised.
So he'll be back to play shows.
I mean, to listen to him checking people for ticks, that'll bring a lot of excitement there.
He does seem to do a lot of recreational type songs, mud on the tires, check you for ticks.
It's a good
American Saturday night.
That's a good one.
How about
alcohol?
Since the day I left Milwaukee.
I had screamed that in a lot of bars at 1:45.
That's hilarious.
That ball's got
Now, when Alan Jackson played and was farewelling and taking his bow, Zach Top was his opener. Now that guy's playing arenas and headlining.
Yeah, how about that? Alan Jackson's last ever arena show was at Fiserv Forum.
Fiserv Forum with Zach Top, who's going to headline Fiserv
Forum
himself. Wow. But he's bringing along Marty Stewart as his opener, and I would go to the Marty Stewart show and then leave because that's the guy I would want to see.
Marty Stewart and the Fabulous Superlatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're fans. I've seen them several times. They're amazing.
Yeah, I'm so old. I played Marty Stewart when he was brand new back in the day.
He's a monster.
Oh, this guy's awesome.
We get it. You're a Hall of Famer, Dolph. All right, we get
Marty Stewart with the hair.
With the big hair. Drew, I was just gonna say with this
Marty
hair,
Stewart
my
with that hair.
goodness, I would want to be seeing that.
His the clothes and the everything.
Yeah, he's another guy at 16 years old was in Johnny Cash's band. That's how cool Marty Stewart is.
That's a dude who's got the stories, man.
Yep.
Oh, he's seen everything.
Yeah, and it's cool that a guy like Marty Stewart still tours. You can still get your fix of old and new. Take advantage of these shows while you can, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're buying and selling today, and here's one for you because of what happened. The undercurrent of the Cubs Diamondbacks game yesterday. Cubs won 7-0, and it's like, oh well, it's just one of those days. There was like some yelling going on because the Diamondbacks were convinced that part of the reason Merrill Kelly was struggling a little bit is that Quentin Berry, the former Brewers coach, who's now at third base for the Cubs, was relaying signs to hitters, and like he had his change up, and they could see like somehow about the way he was gripping it or something. He was relaying the signs, and Sign stealing's great, but there's a layer to it when it's a coach involved. Players get pissed. Like if it's a guy at second base.
What if it's somebody in the Fenway scoreboard?
Yeah, then you're really
or Wrigley scoreboard.
Or someone using an Apple Watch or something like that.
Right.
But are you buying or selling that the cloak and dagger stuff in baseball is it overrated or underrated? Just buying or selling the whole sign stealing thing?
I think it's overrated. I think if you are tipping pitches or if you are giving some sort of sign that the other team can take advantage of, unless it's digital or something like the Astros pulled, that's a whole different animal. But I mean, I think that's on you. If you're doing something with, with the way you're holding the baseball and that base coach can pick up on, that's on you.
It's just like to me in football where like if somebody, because everybody ends up having their play sheets in high school football, right? Everyone's got their play sheets on their wristband. Oh, yeah. If somebody tries to in the pile rip the wristband off of you and then bring it over to the sideline, now we're gonna have some problems.
That's
right?
a problem.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. But if all of a sudden the other coach on the opposite sideline is picking up how you're signaling in the plays, well, then I think that's just good. That's games.
I played baseball from Little League through junior college. We had the issue in the Little League World Series the other day where was it California or was it the Whitefish Bay against Iowa?
Oh yeah,
somebody was claiming that a kid on second was
Hawks.
Yeah, right. Those cheating Hawks.
No, people were complaining about that. I saw a lot of Wisconsin fans upset about it.
When I was a kid, we had an indicator. You did an indicator when you were doing signs.
I don't think it's a big deal. That's not like everyone's looking for an excuse when they're
you can give location by which hand if you're leading off second. The guy at second is often the fulcrum
one, right?
We did it when I was in high school and college. If you saw something the catcher was, if he was tipping pitches, you let the batter know somehow.
Yeah. All these travel ball parents. It's always the ump's fault. It's always the other kid's cheating. It's never my Timmy or Johnny that lost the game.
Well, See, but then I do like, and maybe it was just more for the interviews and to make it sound better when I think it was Bregman saying no, Altuve wouldn't want us to bang on the trash can because he wanted to play baseball regularly. Right. With certain stuff, could it get in your mind of all right, now I'm thinking too much about what this guy's saying, and what if you're wrong and now I'm going to be messed up? I do wonder if there's there's definitely a positive to knowing that it's a changeup and that it's going to be an off speed. You saw that with Pete Alonso when Devin Williams is tipping it. But location, brother, you can be very wrong. This guy could just miss badly. Yeah. I feel like that one is a little more dicey to be trying to pick up on.
I agree. Yeah, no doubt.
The late Sal Bando told me a great story. When he was playing with the Brewers, he's batting and Molitor's on second, and Molitor was one of the best of all time at figuring out signs, and he just couldn't get him. I think he was facing somebody good like Bly 11 or somebody, and he's Molitor's on second. Sal keeps stepping out. He's waiting for it. He's not getting anything. He ends up punching out, and they come in during the change of innings, and Sal's what the hell? And Molitor's I didn't have him. I didn't get him. He's well, just guess. I trust your guess more than mine. I'm having an offer. Give me something.
Give me something to help out here.
That's awesome.
Which is
your guess is
because when you're waiting for it and it's not there, it's come on.
100%. Right? It's like dinner when you get home. All of a sudden, I'm waiting here for it. Not going to be ready. Goodness gracious. I guess we're going hungry.
Is there a lot of that stuff in football? Do guys have tells? Does a running back do something he goes to the towel if he's getting a handoff or something? Oh, you're watching that stuff
from
all the
the
time,
old
right?
school time of the wide receiver with the Cowboys during the Ice Bowl that he had his hands in his pants when it was going to be a run play and they were out during a pass play. Offensive linemen are probably the biggest ones. The biggest indicators of a run or a pass, just on how you lean. You can always see on the way a foot is lined up. A lot of times you'll be a little bit more open if you're going to be trying to pull or it's going to be a run play because you got to get your second foot down on the ground. Those are the easiest ones to pick up on. There are certain running backs that you can tell. Oh, my man's getting the ball. He's dialed in
in
Oh, he is definitely not getting the ball.
Is that up to
Bob Hayes is who Billy's referring to.
Bob Hayes,
He put his hand in his pants when he was
Invincible movie. Do you see the fingers turn white with the weight on them?
Oh,
Vince Papali.
That's right.
Look at my fingers.
That's right.
The fingers.
What a great movie. I love that movie. There's a lot of cheese ball in that movie, but it was fun.
I wore that movie out when I was
Greg
a kid.
Kinnear is Dick Vermeil. So is it up to the Mike linebacker to like we always hear, the quarterback saying, or somebody saying so-and-so is the Mike. Do we hear the Mike linebacker screaming out, hey, something about the offensive lineman or about the running backs or about the quarterback?
Run pass. And I'm very excited for Luke Kuechly just got the lead analyst job for the Netflix games.
Awesome.
there has maybe never been somebody better at knowing what everybody was doing on the opposite side than Kuechly. Like, I'm excited to see how he tries to diagnose it because he watches more tape than a human being probably should watch of NFL games.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a lot of those dialed in because he did it when he played, and I'm excited to see it hear it with a headset on because I think he's going to go right into it.
Like Armen, he went to a Jesuit school.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Boston College,
Boston
right?
College, right. Yeah, Chestnut Hill, man.
That's
in
right.
Boston.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I don't know what, like when you went there, like Boston College has been good and bad in some years, and depending on when they go,
He was probably there with Matt Ryan, wasn't he? Around the same time, maybe a little before.
That's what I was trying to figure out in my head. It was like what his years were.
No, Kuechly would have been far after.
Yeah,
that.
because
far
Kuechly's
after
not
way
that
after
old.
that.
You're right, Billy. He
You're right.
early.
He didn't play much, did he? In the NFL.
Yeah, he retired after 8 years in the NFL.
Wow.
2008, 2009 BC Eagles. Maybe not that far behind,
I
but
think
definitely behind.
Matt Ryan was probably 03, 04 that time.
Okay.
Like that.
Matt Ryan got drafted in the 2000 and I think you're right. 2004 draft sounds about right. Sounds much clearer than where I was going to go with it.
It's possible they overlapped. No, I mean, maybe not. I don't know. But either way, yeah, he was one of the best. Obviously, it's why he's where he is. And the guys that can diagnose. I mean, I remember when was it Warren Sapp or somebody was calling out every play when the Packers were playing them against Favre, or it was like every cadence we had, he would just yell the whole play to all those whole defense.
Is that when he?
So some guys know the whole thing, and some guys, and then like some offenses are so similar, right? When coaches go to different places, isn't that always how the Packers Niners thing was in the 90s, where every coaching staff was with each other and they all had the same offense and everything.
Yeah.
So they just had to do dummy audibles and change the verbiage of everything.
Like the LaFleur brothers
That's another one.
this weekend.
I mean, the McVay tree, right, guys? It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the Bill Walsh tree was in the 90s and
Yep.
all that stuff. So
Yep.
like Holmgren tree, it's like there's trees and branches and
Yeah. The
forests.
Holmgren tree came from the what's his name from the Niners?
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
Yeah.
And then George Seifert. Yeah, that's right. Holmgren was part of that staff.
And then Holmgren had all of his guys. You guys know the staircase photo
yeah.
of all those
yes.
assistants coaches.
That's
I mean,
iconic.
You know, Gruden and Dick Duran
Gruden,
and Andy
Andy
Reid
Reid,
and everybody.
yeah,
Marty
Mariucci.
Mornweg, Mariucci.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's like the 1983 Iowa photo of their coaching staff with Hayden Fry, Barry Alvarez, Bill Snyder, Bob Stoops.
How about that?
Yeah.
Dan McCarney? That staff was
legendary.
loaded.
All right. So, Dolph, should Packers and Bears fans, they can't agree on much, and there's not a lot of love between the sides, but I saw the Athletics, their projections for win totals. They got the Packers at like 9.6 and the Bears at 9.7, or like they're within a tenth of a point of each other. And the Lions are projected to win 10 games. So should we both be mad at Detroit and be a fear Detroit more than hatred for each other?
I think that's probably accurate. If they can stay somewhat healthy this year, they still got a lot of boys on that team, right? Damn good ones too.
They do.
Yeah,
But it's
I'm
like,
and I'm a little lower on Detroit than everybody else, just because I think they've lost so much up front. But they got a lot of guys that are premier players at their positions, right? They just locked up Gibbs. Laporta, when healthy, he just went down. But Amon-Ra St. Brown's as good as just about anybody.
Yeah.
Defensively,
Yeah.
Hutchinson rushes it as good as anybody.
They just gave Gibbs the most money of any running back in NFL history, right?
But, and, you know, Wayne and I were talking about this. I don't know if it was on the air or off the air. I wonder if there comes a point where people are expecting, does Jared Goff stay this good forever? Or
does he start to slide?
Or does he start to slide? Do you see a little bit more of year number 2 without Ben Johnson? Was it just that they whiffed on the offensive coordinator last year, or was he that good? I know Armen doesn't like to hear that, but I mean, like, that might have been a thing that offense kind of leaves when he left town.
I think he's still really capable. He's really good, and I think it takes a couple of years in the system. You have to meld together, right? It's tough when you get a whole new system come in. So I think they're going to be fine.
They also have the tough thing of, all these young offensive minds, the LaFleurs, the McVays, the Shanahans. They're all these good-looking young guys, coiffed hair. Go look up the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. My man's not charming looking, right? Like, so that is a tough deal.
Doesn't fit the suit.
He doesn't fit the suit. People are like, well, this guy's not handsome. He obviously isn't going to be drawn
Can't
up
be a
plays.
whiz kid.
He was calling plays for the Cardinals. They were awful last year. Their offense is going to
that?
stink. You looking like that?
Like
Calling
that?
plays? You kidding?
John Morton?
Drew Pensig?
Oh, wait, who am I looking
Drew
No,
Pensig.
Morton was the guy last year, I
Oh,
believe.
Yeah.
I watched that
Fascinating.
Detroit team in the final game of the year last year just absolutely clock the Bears at Soldier Field. Now, it was the last game of the year. but they look like they were ready to beat any team in the playoff the way they played that day. So I think they're going to come back with a lot of vinegar this year.
Yeah, I think that's something to watch.
I mean,
something to watch.
I know it's a small thing in the NFL, but
right there. I mean, come on. That's going to be a tough look for a lot of folks to be able to get over.
I got
He's
you.
a weird-looking cat. You're right.
Yeah, he's not
That's a football coach, is what I see.
Might be looking like a football
Doesn't
coach.
fit
Maybe.
the cookie cutter.
I was going to say,
you're right, of the whiz kids.
Maybe a little more of an
The
accountant.
Madden people.
But we're going to find out what uniforms the Bears and Packers are wearing
That's
coming up
right.
for that week 5 later on
Exciting.
here today.
Rivalry week. What are you expecting? Fans will be pissed.
Across the front.
Both sides, fans will be pissed.
What do you guys want from the Packers? I know what I want from the Bears. They rarely have worn it. I'd like to see the 1960s era, Dick Butkus, Gale Sayers era, where they had the really dark navy uniforms with the white C on the helmet.
White C is a
do
good
that.
one,
They always
yes.
bring back that Michigan wannabe flying.
That's one of the weirder looks. Yes, I'm with you. The white C is definitely the good one. Also, because then it doesn't have to be on the orange C, because that should have been Carroll's. Then we had to go to this different C, which I do enjoy. I do appreciate the new bio.
What I want is for the Packers to stop wearing white socks.
The Packers
with
go
the
back
whites.
to
All right, Billy?
the Lambeau era, the curly Lambeau era, and mind that. Not the blue and gold per se, but the early green.
Ooh, the early green. That could be the case. I think they're going to get Nike'd. I got such a bad
Fanatics.
feeling they're going to come on out here with bright yellow jerseys. And it's
highlighters.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Badgers, there's going to be a Quick Trip logo or something on that uniform. What do you think?
Oh,
of that?
wow.
I'll be rushing to go buy one.
Hey now.
You listen, you threw like the laser logo right there on the side.
Nice.
Son of a gun. NASCAR
Don't get
me
him
up.
hungry. Golf, don't tease us.
Spicy chicken sandwich right here. Fried chicken over here. Urge candy on the back.
Thank you for popping in, Dolph.
All right,
Always
fellas.
appreciate our halftime correspondent, Scott Dolphin. We will be right back here in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. You're looking for Labor Day sales? Well, they're awesome. Lots of times.
And the right time to be grabbing a lot of stuff.
That's right. IronJOC.com. Paulie Hansen, our buddy's got 40% off the gear that works for you. Use the code LABOR40. 40% off all gear with a $50 minimum purchase. Check it out at IronJOC.com.
And you might not look as cool as the guys do on the advertisements on Iron Jack. Because, I mean, listen, when you go to IronJOC.com, they got some guys looking real cool on here.
I mean,
but
you are going to
feel
sailing.
pretty damn cool.
Dude's got a hard hat at a construction site holding plans, so you know he's not swinging a hammer. He's
That's what I'm saying, Drew.
He's like the architect guy.
He's holding the papers. You know that he's the one that everybody's asking for the answers.
And then there's just a dude chilling in an Adirondack chair by a fire.
That looks like he put together potentially the most impressive workout that any human being ever has. And now he's just enjoying it in the beautiful, not sweaty, not stinky Iron Jack. I mean, like that's a tough thing to beat.
IronJOC.com, the website. Check it out. 40% off. Labor 40 is the code.
I know I was wearing mine yesterday. I did not look that cool. I did not look nearly that cool.
I thought about this because like last night I'm strolling around with the family pooch. I'm like, this is the perfect temperature.
It was so nice.
The perfect lack of humidity. Mm-hmm. It was like, this is the sweet spot of the perfect weather was last night.
It was really nice yesterday. You do have to watch out, though, because mosquitoes and the yellow jackets are out. This is the time they peak. Well, I'm just saying, Billy, stay safe.
Jackets. I don't have mosquito issues. I did have yellow jackets at a bar I was at outside Sunday.
Ooh, they're buzzing around.
This is when they peak. This is when they peak.
Yeah, this is their time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's spectacular. But you're getting that. You can tell. We told Wayne yesterday. There's that crisp in the air when we get here in the morning.
Yeah, it's
5 o'clock clubbers.
Right.
It's like that crispness. It's like the back to school crisp. You know.
Yesterday, sitting there at practice with a nice breeze, a cool breeze, almost to the point where you could see people grabbing the sweatshirt, putting it on, taking it off. Putting it on, taking it off.
Yeah,
by the way, it gets windy. It's a little bit chilly, but in the sun, it's very nice. That is the perfect football weather. And you saw a lot of the Packers appreciating it yesterday.
It is the time of the year, though, when it is hard because it's get cooler at night, right? So it's like 58 right now. So it's harder to dress if you do this shift because it's going to be 80 today, you know? So there's going to be a wider gap in terms of the high and low.
I could only hear like a half hour of training camp live because I was in and out yesterday. And I'm wondering, did you guys go blow by blow on the Baron Sorrell, Matthew Golden dust up? Did you call it like a hockey announcer calls a fight?
Drew, I wanted to. I was really trying. It was on like the far side of the field into the corner, so we couldn't even see where it started. But you hear in the midst of it, all of a sudden, just the crowd noise of because then the whole side rushes through. And I think the one thing that I was able to get in, it felt like a baseball fight. Because the defense came from the far sideline, kind of like the bullpen guys, where all of a sudden the thing was basically all done. And then Brandon Cisse just kind of fake jumped on the pile like, hey, stop it. Stop it, guys. Stop it. Let's be friends.
Everybody's like, okay, Longhorn on Longhorn crime here. Baron Sorrell and Matthew Golden.
Yeah, they're
going at it for a while.
They're brothers, he said. So it's like, you guys just don't know how much Matthew and I. It's like a brother.
Matthew does talk some
He loves
pretty impressive smack.
Loves to talk. And now that his play's backing it up.
Drew and I were there the one day when Carrington Valentine didn't make a ton of plays, but the one play he did make ended up with his face mask right next to right next to Matthew Golden's face mask because they started chirping.
I mean, between Keyshawn and Golden, there's this nonstop.
Oh, man, it was going. And listen, it was a tough day for the Keyshawn Nixon haters yesterday.
Yeah, he cemented his starting position.
Had a really, really good day, and I think it's going to be pretty locked in that he's going to be the number 2. But I do think it's a clear number 2 because Brandon Cisse is about that action, and he has been phenomenal throughout camp. We'll see just how phenomenal he can be because there's no bigger test than the one you get week 1.
That's right.
I mean, I'm looking at, as we had somebody talking about their fantasy football prep, Justin Jefferson sliding down some draft boards. Him and Jamar Chase, surprisingly, not like the top guys taken. Hold my breath because both those guys are going to have massive years and going to be a hell of a test week 1. I just wanted to get here.
Where's Carrington Valentine on the depth chart? 3, 4?
3 or 4?
4. Good spot.
Kamal Haddon's interesting too.
Good spot. Be right back. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. There's just one more open practice for the Packers. It's tomorrow, Wednesday. Their joint workout with the Cardinals, now coached by Mike LaFleur, Matt's younger brother. Matt's number one joint practice rule is no fighting. But
if there's an issue, I'm going to tell the guys, hey, you come tag me in. They can tag in my brother, and we'll throw down on the 50.
Spoken like a true older brother. Speaking of which, shortly after the coach made that statement, two guys as close as brothers, locker mates, fellow Texas Longhorns, and 2025 draftees Matthew Golden and Barron Sorrell did get into it on the practice field. Here's Sorrell in the locker room afterwards.
You know how it is, like when you got like a little like your brother type thing. Like me and Matt always getting into it, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how our relationship is. And today got out on the football a little bit, and everybody thought we was like so serious. The whole time we was just like joking around a little bit. But like I said, it's football. That's how it gets. So
just a little scuffle, nothing to see here. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now, and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag. Be here and see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Tuesday in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from Huddle headquarters. You can reach us 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com, talk and text line. Check in if you're a proud member of the 7 o'clock club. You know, 5 o'clock clubbers get the first dibs. They get the fresh powder.
And all the glory, let's be honest.
All the glory. 6 o'clock clubbers just kind of slide in. And now 7 o'clockers welcome in. This is, I think, when most normal people get up.
I was going to say, normal. This is when the water's warm. This is when it's nice and ready to go. We had a couple of different listeners to us. Met up with us. Audrey and her husband stopped by and said that they love listening to us. Man had a 1070 shirt on as well, listening to us in the Madison area. And she goes, how do you guys wake up so early? Like, well, you know what? Because we know that you guys are listening, wanting some conversation.
We know you'll be there. All right.
Grin and bear it, get on in here and, leave our loved ones at home while potentially disaster is striking. And luckily it was a beautiful escape for me this morning.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some days it works out, right? Now,
it worked out this morning, that's for sure.
Some days it's not as easy as others. People say, how do you get up? But you know what? Then we're also done earlier. So you have to look at life with a glass half full a little bit. But we know you'll be there. We know you guys out there will be there. That means we got to be here. And that means we want to be
If our blue collar club like Ryan Muskiego's working, we're working.
Absolutely. Yeah. Those guys, the farmers, how do the farmers get? The cows are getting up. The farmers have to get up.
They get up.
So,
you have to. You just do it.
Oh, us
so,
people
guys are all equally fascinated with what do you do when you're done for the day at like 9 in the morning?
Love that.
Well, I don't know, but it flies by.
Yeah, that's fair. That is really, really true.
By.
Yep. All of a sudden you blink and it's 5 o'clock at night.
And it just goes fast. Phil on the talk and text line. Thanks for the heads up on the Yellow Jackets. Good looking out. Buy or sell.
Thank you.
Fall season.
You're welcome.
Many don't like it because it's the precursor to winter. For me, it's football hoodies and killer sunsets. I love it.
Okay. I'm selling. And I've been very clear about this for years that I know some people like fall and that's cool. I like summer and I get sad when fall comes.
I'm going to get Shanna in here to talk about, chunky sweaters and pumpkin spice lattes.
I was just going to say PSL season, baby. Come on now.
Scarves and things like that. Yeah.
I don't worry about the fashion. I'm with you, Armen. I will rage against the dying of the light. I will hold on to summer as long as I can. But fortunately, we have nice weather into September and sometimes the first week or two.
I was going to say, honestly, the fall weather is a lot better than whatever spring weather Armen tries to always say. Like that's where I genuinely think that we dominate the argument here, because spring kind of stinks.
Fall is the summer encore. Spring is not even the opening act.
The spring is not even the 12 o'clock acts at Summerfest.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
it is.
April can be a bummer. In March is not.
May can be a bummer.
May is the same thing.
No, I'm going to defend May because there's
June
a lot.
can be bad.
June's not bad.
Correct.
June's not bad.
June a lot of times is not all that warm.
Maybe
This year, June, it was still cold at Summerfest the first week in the middle of June.
Yes, if you live on the lake, June is cold. But for most of us, June is pleasant, okay, and wonderful. Yeah. And it means summertime.
Not guaranteed.
Well, nothing is guaranteed in life.
Nothing's
all right.
But if you're gonna tell me
that
that June temp is more high or is a higher average temp than September, I would
disagree.
I would totally
September's
disagree.
usually a very nice month because it's actually people think it's fall. It's actually still summer. Usually.
Give me September over June usually.
Yeah. And that's
I'm not going to fight you on September. I like September. I'm not. But I will say June's
Earth,
nice.
Wind, and Fire sign.
I think May's underrated. I think March is winter around here. It's the worst month of the year, probably besides February, obviously. And I would say April usually is a bummer also, because you're waiting to get the nice weather and it's not coming. But usually May, it's starting to turn and we're pretty happy about it. So
here's a question for you. As I'm thinking about, bigger issues, the economy, back to school, Halloween stuff. Do kids go back to school shopping and get new shoes and new pants and new hoodies and stuff if they're homeschooled?
That's
this
a great
is
question.
The stuff you think about when you wake
Does
up.
homeschooling does that depress the economy because they're not going out to stores and buying stuff? They don't need. Do they need the new kicks?
Probably not.
Do they need the latest fashion?
And that's one of the reasons. Instead
question.
of talking about who signed the fattest contract and who am I trying to measure up to at school?
Trash talking.
I just got to sit here. I just got to sit here and learn. And no, I don't think you do. I don't think you go back to school shopping.
You're wearing the same thing you wore at the last day last year, or
it's a great.
Is it
But
even
again,
a summer vacation?
Are you taking a shower and getting dressed and going downstairs for school, or are you just chilling out in the PJs most of the day?
Yeah, are you allowed to wear sweatpants? Now, then again, aren't kids wearing that to school anyway these days?
I wore sweatpants every day at school. Yeah,
I don't remember what I did,
Pretty
but
much,
I don't think I wore a sweat. Maybe some days. That's a great question, though. I never really got quote unquote back to school shoes.
Our thing,
I would get them when my shoes wore out. It was what we went to pay less. It was what it was.
Our thing, it was grade school and junior high. You just would never even think about wearing shorts at school. It was always pants. We were all like rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
Just pants.
Because
that
was cool. Because that was cool.
Pants was cool. Shorts were not.
When I was in school, it was just how long can you wear shorts?
Yeah.
Just how long can you wear
shorts and flip flops?
Yep, and let's see how far you can go. Let's see how long you can roll with shorts and flops on. And I mean, sweatpants were like the school uniform when I was in high school. I remember my mom being like, "Don't you want to look a little nicer?" I'm like, "No, I want to look comfortable, how everybody else is doing." And that was definitely it. So I mean, tracksuit. Sweatsuits was definitely the main attraction, main look.
You are wearing what's cool. There is no doubt. And what that means for every generation is different, or what you think looks
But
cool.
I wasn't cool because I definitely was still rocking cargo shorts because, as the fat kid, you had to put your snacks somewhere.
And so, my era, cargo shorts were awesome. If you had your Abercrombie American Eagle cargo shorts and you had your, American Doc Eagle boots, the brown boots with your Gap Carpenter jeans.
There you go.
I had my Gap Carpenter jeans, rocking those every day. I mean, that's just the way it was. But now it's you got to wear the baggiest. Everyone wears these baggy jeans now and these baggy pants. And like you said, Billy, sweatpants and things like that. So, hey, the times change, trends change, but everything's cyclical, But, back to this. That's a great point, Drew. I never thought about that.
I mean, is that a thing?
That's a buy or sell.
Diamond Dave, from what I understand, homeschool kids have social activities that they do, and they have sports teams that they could still do and go back to school shopping for. There are plenty of teams and schools that, if you are in the area and you are homeschooled, that you can play sports for that, district, if you would. There are other certain clubs and certain teams that have groups of that.
Yeah.
I also do know that there are certain now maybe this is just extremely affluent areas, Drew, where little neighborhoods will squat up and one mom teaches science and one mom teaches social studies, and there'll be 5 or 6 little families that go through here. Almost sounds like a school. Almost
exactly.
sounds like a school.
It's like a
then.
hybrid type deal almost. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like Billy. It's cable. It's streaming.
I was gonna say it sounds like
sounds like
the difference of that. Maybe we just put them all together in one building and have a bunch of teachers. It would work out. It'd be a fascinating idea.
Genius idea.
Maybe my favorite text that we've ever gotten. Derek and Madison. My daughter had a sleepover this weekend for her 10th birthday. Congratulations, Derek, and your daughter, by the way. An Armenian girl attended. She was a really smart cookie, super nice. Not all Armenians are bad.
See what I'm saying? There's some of us that are good ones out there.
Olive skin makes a good kin.
Yeah, she's probably.
Shout out to that young lady for showing out. For
come
Armen
on.
I know her.
Come on, Armen Sarian's a great
why
young
was
lad.
he
What are
even
we
judging
talking about?
based on that?
Who would you
come
doubt?
on.
No, he's just being funny. I get
I
it.
know,
It's
I
funny.
know.
Hey, listen,
Some
that's
of the good
fine.
ones.
Hey, and I bet they're eating good at home too. Probably had pita bread and stuff like that. Okay, so
I think even better
Hummus,
question would be is
baklava.
what season does she like more? Ask if she's more of a fall or a spring.
Yeah, there you
person.
go.
Oh yeah, that's a good
There you
question.
Hey, time for a little who's hot, who's not, brought to us by our friends at Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling.
Deshaun Watson, is he hot or not?
Well, he's hot. He's going to be the starting
He's the
quarterback
starter.
for the Cleveland Browns. Not hot. Maybe every
Also,
bit of reaction to
He's
it.
also hot because his fate at Huntington Bank will hinge on how he does in the first two games on the road.
That's fair.
He gets
Yes.
a little ramp up. If they were opening at home in the first series as a 3-and-out, and then he throws a pick. Oh man,
Good luck.
Good luck
Good
recovering
luck.
from that. And Shador would be, waiting in the wings. But I think he's got a ramp up now. He's got a chance. To
He's
go
got
on the
it.
road and try to win the locker room and try to. I don't know if he's won the locker room. I don't know what the players think.
Well-
Players want to win and they want the guy who gives them the best chance. It's not really clear who that is.
Won't you know, though, how the locker room reacts coming up here pretty soon? Because what is the starting quarterback usually? Captain?
Captain. Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
so if he's voted a captain, you would then assume that, like, the rest of the locker room's behind him, or they just felt like you had to, right? Like, or
Yeah, that's the thing is like there's a sense of obligation.
all right,
to give it
sure,
to
I
them.
guess we're going to put Deshaun in here. Like, now it'd be hilarious. All of a sudden, Shador ended up being the captain.
How about we balance things out and we say who's hot, Cal Raleigh, because last week he was on the who's not list.
Red hot. Three bombs
homers.
last night.
And he got him last night.
3
Yeah.
homers against the Phillies as they ended a 9-game winning streak by the Phillies.
And sadly, Michael Conforto also finds himself in the hot category. He's homer in back-to-back games. The Cubs win 7-0 yesterday. Rangers, who come into American Family Field this weekend, they are hot. They're rolling right now as they've won 4 of their last 5. They beat the White Sox, beat up the White Sox last night, 11-2 with Kumar Rocker on the mound. That was 5-10 record, but they got 11 runs on 14 hits. Rangers were one of the teams that didn't trade anybody at the deadline, Drew. They wanted to trade their starters, wanted to trade the guys with big money. They're like, no, I'm in a state with no income tax, and I'm getting paid millions upon millions of dollars. $35 million, to be correct. If I'm Jacob deGrom, no, I'm not moving. And now they're right there in the midst, and now they're in the lead in the AL West by a half game. Also not hot, the poor Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, like, now they end up winning last night to somehow come from behind victory in the 12th inning after it looked like they blew another great start by Braxton Ashcraft, who was phenomenal again yesterday, 6 innings, 1 run, and it was earned. It was a tough luck run that ultimately crossed after a video replay. But it seemingly blew it in the 8th inning, came back to win it in the 12th. But the Pirates have slid all the way back to the dinosaur. They are 8.5 games out in the wild card. Who's hot, who's not? With Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, you're going to be hot when you call Donovan Jorgensen because you're going to get a great deal on your heating and cooling system, and it's going to be done by the largest employee-owned HVAC company in the state of Wisconsin, which is going to be even better because you're going to talk to the owner that's going to come out and help you, and they're going to have a vested interest in doing it correctly. DonovanJorgensen.com.
Hey, you missed one. You didn't mention, weren't you watching The Dream and the Sparks last night?
No, I wasn't watching The Dream and the Sparks because I was so sick and tired of the rhetoric that's going around about my amazing W.
No, I want to say, though.
No one's watching the Wings.
Hey,
Paige Beckers is dominating right now.
Angel Reese. I mean, now she was only 4 for 14, but she pulled down 26 boards. No,
How many of those were her own putbacks?
20s. No, 18 were defensive.
Okay.
She pulled down and she set records last night. 26 rebounds. In all honesty,
She's getting a lot of rebounds.
That's her best skill. She's a great rebounder. So 26
Potawatomi
rebounds.
Sportsbook, that prop was hot then yesterday.
And it's already, they pushed that number up because I know for a while people were making up on that. So,
oh my
so
goodness.
no, wait.
Sorry, were you watching the Dream and the Sparks last night?
I didn't watch the game. I just saw the box today and I saw she
Not
set
a lot of
records.
people talking about what's going to happen with the Sparks. because Mark Walter owns the Sparks, a part of his Lakers deal.
Their collateral damage.
I'm thinking, are they supposed to make the playoffs?
No, they're tanking for the number one pick because
they're bad,
the idea is they want to get the number one pick, and then Juju Watkins will come out.
That's right.
From USC, and then they'll go off from that way. But they were not included in the sale to Kushner and Iger of the Lakers. And Jeannie Buss and the Buss family, they have their whole thing going on. Mark Walter's like, hey guys, I need the money. So let's you guys figure your family deal out, and then let's get this check hitting my bank account because I kind of need the $5 bill.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating one out there in LA. And I love watching the drama of the business side of sports, Drew.
You love that.
But now that we get like real life Succession, I didn't watch the show. Now I'm going to, because we're basically seeing it play out with the Lakers.
It pretty much is.
It's hilarious stuff.
I watched the first couple episodes and I haven't.
It sounded like it gets hotter into season 2 from what I heard.
Yeah, you got to stay with it. I got to pick it back up because I did like what I saw.
Not all shows can just hit you right in the face like Sopranos did.
Took a while, and The Wire was a slow burn for a while too.
Yeah, right around what, episode 7 or 8 is when it really starts picking up.
Yep.
Damn, that is a good show though. Out of the HBO shows that I do wish you could bring back of like the appointment viewing, The Wire and Sopranos were probably their top notch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that was the hottest they had been at
for
that
us,
moment.
Entourage.
And Entourage, yes, that's true. Yes.
It had its moment. But yeah, those were great. Those were ones that you just waited for Sunday night to get your fix.
And now there's just never going to be that. I mean, are people really jonesing for Love is Blind new releases coming out? Like, is that
Some
what
are.
that close
Yeah.
would be?
I would say
Like,
that's a popular show, Billy.
That's like damn near the only one though. Like it's like random reality shows. It's nothing good cinematic drama.
I'm
like
with
that.
you. I'm with you. You're right. This game has changed. But,
Most importantly, I'm thinking this because I went down a rabbit hole of watching like 48 minutes of Tony Soprano videos yesterday.
I do the same thing. It gets in the
God,
algorithm and I
awesome.
can't not watch it. I was like, I just don't.
Well, the other reality TV now is just the Clancy trial. People are watching every day.
Yeah, that's true
fair.
too.
I mean, people
that's
are waking
true.
up like it's a job to watch this thing. Like,
That's
and I saw a clip yesterday.
All right,
It's pretty
so
boring.
again, now to pivot to buying and selling. You're buying or selling. Dan Orlovsky saying that Jordan Love is an MVP. If you're going to have someone on your jock, it'd be good to have someone on ESPN on your jock.
Yes, it's fair.
But yeah, Dan Orlovsky's been a Jordan Love fan for a while, and now he's proclaiming that he's undervalued and could be an MVP.
I like that. I was surprised because I thought people were upset earlier this summer that he ranked him low in a bunch of quarterback attributes. So I don't know what to make of it.
Dan walks into the Lions Den every day.
Yeah, he does. He likes to.
I mean,
fight
let's
them.
be honest. He flirts with fire every single day when he walks onto that set. I think, Drew, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Like you look at Potawatomi right now at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, the odds-on favorites to win the MVP, the first 6 are all AFC quarterbacks, which is a surprising number when you think of Mahomes, Drake May, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, a lot of the usual suspects. Then it's Dak Prescott, who has put up amazing numbers through his entire career, and he's not there. Jordan Love all the way down at 20-1 with like Trevor Lawrence and Jaden Daniels and Brock Purdy. So if they're looking for value on that, you win this division. The last couple of years, you've been one of the top 2 seeds. You're going to have some smoke around your name.
I don't want to misquote Orlovsky. What he said was that in terms of throwing the ball, Love is up there with Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar.
Yeah,
they've all won MVPs. So he's putting him in the class of guys who have won MVP.
Comparing him to different MVPs. Okay, I get that.
Yeah, so it's like he didn't say, "Oh, this guy's going to win the MVP," but he was saying he's in that class of guys.
Well, and I also think, Drew, he's in that mix of guys that could pop up and be in the mix. Did anybody think it was going to be Drake May and the runner-up
Packers
last
win 12 games, they'll be in the mix.
Right, you win 12 or 13 games,
Right.
you win this division, you're going to be in the mix. And I think the biggest part is they're going to have 4 focal points in the pass game that you're going to hammer the football to. And last year, there were so many cooks in the kitchen, there were so many mouths to feed that I think whether it was consciously or subconsciously, you're starting to think a lot more about that. I gotta keep Dontavian Wicks happy. I gotta feed the ball over here to Romeo Doubs. Wait, I gotta remember Christian Watson came back. I gotta get him the ball. Tucker Kraft's too good. How does he only have 3 touches? I think that's gonna eliminate, and they're gonna ride the right arm of him a lot more than they did a year ago.
That said, how many Packers receivers? How many for Tucker Kraft and the receivers, the main guys? How many 100-yard receiving games will they have? because that's a tough number.
Mm-hmm. It is
a tough number for anybody, but when you're not Devontae getting the ball 15 times a game, and they're spreading it around, but that is kind of like those things help quarterbacks, right?
Big time.
They reflectively, it shouldn't matter if a quarterback passes for 300 yards, but it seems like they get more burn when one guy gets 100.
When one guy gets 100 and there's one layup throw to you to go every single time.
I think it's more likely because they're going to also look for deep balls a lot. I mean, they look for explosive plays. The Packers love doing that. If it's Watson or Jaden Reed, I mean, hopefully other guys as well. They're going to get some big ones.
But yeah, so I mean, he could have it. Can you have an MVP year if no one catches 100 yards in a game? Like, I guess you could in theory, but it does seem like it juices it, and it shouldn't. It's like being a good offensive player helps your Gold Glove case. It shouldn't matter, but it
kind of does, right? Like, I mean, you mentioned it with Mahomes. Well, Kelsey was getting all of them, right? Yeah. And Tyreek Hill was getting all of them. Obviously, last year Stafford had two guys that were in that with Nakua and Tay. My first initial instinct is they have 3 100-yard games.
All right.
One for Golden for sure, because there's going to be a game where he gets 8 catches for $108 or something.
And he turns an out into a 70-yard run.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But the weird one is, again, just my initial instinct is I was wondering how many can Tucker Kraft have?
That's the thing.
Which is probably not who I was anticipating being the 100-yard receiver.
He very well could be. And you think Watson for sure because of the deep ball.
That's what I think. Yeah, he'll get a couple at least.
But they're going to spread it around so much.
It ends up being layups though, and the biggest layup on this offense is going to be 85. Like when break glass in case of emergency, I think it's going to be Tucker Kraft because when they were rolling their best offensively last year, that's exactly what it was.
Our current electric superhero of the day is going to join us next. Hunter Baumgardt, because he gave us a report on a day off for the Brewers with interesting injury updates.
Thank you. Yes.
And ramifications. Callcurrent.com. The superheroes are on the side of the van and inside. The techs there do such a good job. Callcurrent.com for all your electrical needs. Now is the time to assess. Maybe think about, we should have done the outdoor lighting this year. We should have done more.
You start thinking about it for next year, though.
Christmas lighting, perhaps. You start thinking about that whole house generator because we're going to have an El Nino year with bad weather all the time.
Oh, son of a gun.
Just call the experts, callcurrent.com. And Hunter's our superhero. He's going to join us next to talk a little Brewers. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddled up on a Tuesday in the good land. Drew Olson, Bill Schmidt, Armen Sarian, bringing it to you from headquarters. We mentioned our current electric superhero of the day is Hunter Baumgardt because he gave us a report that we listened to in the 5 a.m. hour. 5 o'clock clubbers rejoiced. And now Hunter joins us live to talk Brewers. Hello, Hunter.
Hello. I'm honored. Thank you, guys.
So, yeah, you're our current electric superhero because you gave us a report when we weren't expecting it. It's all content, baby.
Hey, absolutely. And I wanted to give you a little preview of the series against the Mets.
Well, we didn't even make you wear a cape. So
and your updates, though, on the injuries were interesting, but I also heard, and I'm expecting Sal Frelick to come back. So is that transaction, they've been playing with 3.5 outfielders, if you count Yelich, but they've been playing with basically 3 outfielders, and then Bowers, of course. Do you then, is it too simple to think that Johnny Rockets will be heading to Nashville and that Frelick will be activated this week?
That would be my guess. I was expecting Lockridge to go for Frelick, and then when Pratt came back, Johnny Rockets or Nellis to leave then, because I thought infielder for an infielder, outfielder for an outfielder, but that's not quite been the case. So because of Bowers' versatility, they've been able to make it work with, like you said, 3.5, 4 outfielders. And so when Sal Frelick comes back, I think that will be the move. I would be absolutely shocked if Lara goes down. I think he's here to stay, and they're just gonna, play the matchups, play what they think is going to be best. I think they'll both get playing time, Frelick and Lara down the stretch. What does this also mean for Vaughn's playing time? Because of course, if Bowers is in the outfield, you can have Vaughn at first base. It's all good problems to have. And when you go down the stretch, you want your 26 best or 28. Once we get to September, you want your best guys on that roster. And there's no doubt that Luis Lara is one of your best guys right now.
And they only really have to figure it out for another 6 days or so, with the roster expanding to the extra one guy on the pitching staff and the position players, like you mentioned. Do you think that it's a Lockridge then at that point, because you think the versatility is stealing a bag? I think Luis Lara can steal about as good as anybody with that kind of a speed. You start wondering, because you mentioned it with Vaughn, you got to try to keep his bat in the lineup as much as possible. But there's only so many configurations. Is there anything different, or maybe potentially some more Andrew Vaughn at third base in our future coming up here in the stretch run?
Maybe. I think, now that you have your full complement of Ortiz, Hamilton, and Pratt all healthy on the left side of the infield, it doesn't give you that need to put Vaughn over there unless you want to get his bat in the lineup. Maybe you give Yelich a few more days off down the stretch. I don't know. I mean, that's just conjecture. I don't necessarily know. I think they're going to want to get him hot if possible, and probably the only way to do that is probably to play him. He's been a little better as of late, but still not. Contreras has definitely turned it around, but Yelich has not. So who do you kind of take out of the lineup? If you put Vaughn at third base, then you're losing some things defensively. He's not been horrible, but he's definitely a step back from a Hamilton who made a double play from third base in the Little League Classic the other night, or obviously Joey Ortiz over there. So I think you're going to want to put your sound defense out there. So I do think that 27th man or 28th man, you'll get a pitcher, but then you'll also get a position player. I would think that'll be Lockridge. I don't really see anyone else, because you have already your infield pretty much set. You have a utility guy. If you play Ortiz and Pratt, you have Hamilton. If you play Hamilton and Pratt, you have Ortiz. If you play Ortiz and Hamilton, you have Pratt. So I think you're pretty set over there, and then you'll get Lockridge on the team as really almost your Quentin Berry type of role, right? Where he just basically comes off the bench to run, or maybe if it's a blowout, he can play.
Any chance that it's Bo Naylor who went with them to Williamsport?
Maybe that was a surprise. I didn't necessarily think that the 27th man would be Bo Naylor. I didn't actually know that for special event games in Major League Baseball, you get a 27th man. I mean, maybe
so much better that you also didn't know, Hunter. I got that email and I'm like, wait, they're playing 2 of them today?
Yeah, right. Because that's the doubleheader move all the time. I don't know. I mean, maybe just as a safety net, Sanchez and Contreras, you want one of those guys. I mean, the Sanchez is such a good backup catcher. We've talked about that. I know, Drew, you've mentioned it all year. Like, he is just the quintessential good backup catcher. So I don't think he's going to take any time from Sanchez. But it's a lower probability, but it's possible. I know the organization and Murph love Brandon Lockridge. So I would be surprised if it's not him. But if it's not, I do think Naylor is probably your second choice.
Running specialist only. That'd be interesting, right? Mel Stocker, anybody?
Herb
Remember that name?
Yeah.
Terrence Gore.
There's one. Yeah.
Hunter Baumgardt joining us. Hunter, for those who missed your 5 a.m. hour update that we spun through, the updates on Uribe and JC Romero throwing for the T-Rats are encouraging for sure. And it sounds like Uribe is closer to return.
Yeah, I think so. Abner is going to be with the Timber. So, yeah, Abner Uribe, Jojo Romero, both will be with the Timber Rattlers tonight. Both will pitch in the game. I would think Romero needs a couple outings because he hasn't pitched in a game in a month. We saw him actually throw a live BP at the stadium before. That would have been Friday's game. And so Murphy said things look good. He said the velo wasn't as high, and simply you're probably not going to get the velo as high in a live BP scenario because you're not in the game. So that's just natural. But they liked what they saw. I would think, I don't know exactly. I'm sure we'll get the plan today out of New York from Pat Murphy, but most likely a couple to 3 outings, I would think, and maybe more depending on how they want to go about it. Obviously you can have a longer rehab assignment if you need it. And then Abner Uribe, it seems like everything's went pretty smooth. Like he just took a couple days off and then got back to throwing, and then had a bullpen, and everything has seemingly went swimmingly with Abner Uribe, which is great. He is eligible to come off tomorrow. So will he come off the IL tomorrow, or maybe will they want one more? I'm not sure, because obviously you want that guy healthy. You don't want to be making any moves too early with him. But it's great news considering the fact that Trevor McGill had basically the same thing, very similar injury last year. And we remember how long, he had, I think, 1 regular season outing before the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so getting Abner Uribe back as soon as this is, it's great. And you're able to give him a little rest. And when these guys, are able to come back soonish, you think, okay, yes, maybe the injury's there, but also you just want to, this guy had been doing so much for you. Any sign of anything at this point in the season, give him 15 days, get him off his feet, don't have that arm going, and then get him back for the stretch run.
Yeah, especially with how important those guys are going to be in the playoffs. It's obviously important for any team to have the back end of their bullpen, but especially for the Brewers. They've been such an instrumental factor.
Hunter, is it possible that come September, the hottest pitcher in Nashville, Coleman Crowe, could make a reappearance with the Brew Crew? And also, what did you think? I saw the combined no-hitter for the Sounds the other day. Was
right at the front end.
Pretty cool. Yeah, Brandon Sproat involved in that. Come on. How about that? Putting the paddles to it. So are either of those guys on your radar as potential call-ups to eat up some innings and rest some other guys?
Possibly. I think you could get to a scenario where maybe later in the season, say you have things wrapped up and maybe the last week of the season, you see a Coleman Crowe make a start. Maybe Crowe is probably a guy. Sproat, I just don't know if you can trust him yet. I think you maybe want a little more time in Nashville to get him going. Obviously, a no-hitter's great. I think with Coleman Crowe, you are seeing really good pitching out of him down there. So it's a matter of, okay, how does Gasser pitch? Obviously, Gasser would have been the guy to start on this coming Thursday and in 2 days, but Jacob Mizorowski is going to be the guy kind of on back to regular rest. So who then starts Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be I'll be eager to see. Will they go with the 5-man? Will Henderson then start on Friday? And then, Drowan would be the next guy, or do they then put Gasser in? And then does Drowan officially move to the bullpen then? I think just seeing Drowan's been a little shakier as a starter as of late, so I would like to see him in that bullpen, and then you have a little more length in your bullpen. You've been running a man short because you have that 6-man rotation for so long here, but I think eventually, they want to get back to that 5-man. And who does that include? Obviously, it includes Miz, Henderson, May, and Harrison. Okay. But then you have that 5th spot, and Gasser hasn't necessarily taken a hold of it. Obviously, Drowan has not really taken a hold of it. Could Coleman Crowe come in? Yes, but then do you option someone out of your bullpen? Then you'd still kind of be a bullpen guy short if you keep Gasser up here. So there's a lot of math to that. Could Coleman Crowe in September be, like you mentioned, a guy that comes up? Maybe. But I got to think they might want a bullpen arm. I don't know if you want Coleman Crowe out of the bullpen. However, like I said, you want your best 28 guys up in September. And if Coleman Crowe is one of those guys, whether it's bullpen or starter, maybe you do it.
Do you think that for Shane Drowan, now he's over 100 innings already, right? So is it more of a pitch innings limit with him or an effectiveness in the bullpen? Because, I know he had the one blow-up start against the Twins, where he really couldn't find the strike zone, and walks can be an issue, no doubt about it. But it feels like out of that grouping that you just mentioned, right? Sproat, already know where he's at, and Coleman, Crow and company, and maybe Gasser. Feels like he's just been clearly the best and most reliable out of it. But it feels like his name is the first one to come out of the rotation when we talk about it. Is it mostly an innings thing, or how, effective he was early on in the year? And, add another question. Do you think DL Hall being as good, Hunter, as he's been coming off the IL, maybe takes away from some of the need to grab one of those lefties again in the pen?
Yeah, DL Hall's underrated right now. That guy's a key lefty right now. And obviously you're going to get one back as well with JoJo Romero. And that's another arm. Okay, how does he fit into everything? And so you could leave Drowan in the starting rotation. I love him. Maybe it's a personal thing. I love seeing him out of the bullpen, under 2 ERA there so far when he's been there. Obviously he hasn't been in the bullpen for a couple of months. He had that one relief outing, a couple of innings about a week or so ago. And when he was kind of tuning up, I think it was last Tuesday, and then he started on Sunday at the Little League Classic. Look, both of those guys have not been, top of the line, but you don't need as your fifth starter to be top of the line guy. You just need to you need your fifth starter to hold you in a ball game. And Drowan has done overall a good job of doing that. So there's an argument to be made. I personally think that your best team is with him in your bullpen, but if he is a better option than Gasser at this point, or, Gasser, obviously Pat Murphy did not like how Gasser went about throwing with a 6-0 lead because he was walking so many guys, and you just can't do that. So, does that play a role in this and his next start? Obviously he has not been optioned or anything. So I'd think he would be starting, his next time out, maybe, push back a little bit here, maybe into the weekend. But I personally love what I've seen from Drowan out of the bullpen. You like a lefty out of there. But look, if you think that he is your best, one of your best 5, then you put him out there as a starter.
Hunter Baumgardt joining us here. Brewers and Mets tonight. You'll have a pregame show firing up right at 5:00.
You got it. 5 to 6 this evening.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is this? I don't know, man. This now that Peralta's not there, it's still Stearns. Like, is there anything interesting about the Mets at all? And I always say, I warn people, because bad teams can have good series this time of year.
Oh, sure.
Don't worry about the records. Doesn't mean anything. Some teams, when you're playing for something, and it's a different level of pressure than the loosey-goosey, Cancun on 3. We got a month to go. Let's just have fun and enjoy ourselves. So, Hunter, how does this series lay out for you? There's the David Stearns aspect that everybody will talk about, I'm sure. But how does this series lay out to you?
Yeah, I mean, Pat Murphy said it in his office a couple of days ago. Like, you face teams right now that are not in contention or very far back, and there can be a freedom that they're playing with, as Pat Murphy likes to say, and that's exactly what you mentioned there, and that could be the case with the Mets. They've played better over the last 3 weeks or so they aren't playing as poorly. They didn't have a great week last week. And look, this Thornton guy threw 6 shutout innings against you on July 21st. So this is a guy who has been really good in his 9 starts for the Mets so far this season. So, there's not as much there. Obviously, Peralta's not there. Obviously, they got rid of more star players than they added at the deadline. So, talent-wise, you would think that they are a worse team. They're giving a lot of young guys a chance now. I really hope we see Mr. Jan pitch against the Brewers, who jumps up and down and lands every time he gets a strikeout. Even when he's about to give up a walk-off home run, he jumps up and then down, and then it's a ball, and then like he gives up a walk-off home run. If you have not seen that guy, Jeffrey Jan, go and check him out, because that is, you think Abner Uribe is animated on the mound? Just check out this guy. I just kind of laugh every time. So I'm hoping we see him in the series, and maybe the Brewers can hit a home run or 2 off of that guy as well. So
quirky personality in baseball, right?
Yeah.
You do. So look, the Brewers just need to keep winning series. Obviously the Cubs won last night, shut out the Diamondbacks. They're back to 5.5 back, which is still a sizable lead. You're not incredibly worried. The Cubs would have a 10-game lead in the AL West right now if they're in the AL West, which is
really dominating a lot of other places.
Crazy.
But as we're a month away here, Hunter, what team are you watching closely as the one that is potentially getting hot at the right time?
Yeah, that's going to be it, because there's like the Diamondbacks, Padres. I mean, you could throw the Cardinal. Like, there's that group of wild card teams that are kind of fighting for that last spot. I think the Phillies and Cubs are pretty well set. You know, they're obviously they could falter down the stretch. We'll see, but I would think that they're going to be that 4th, 5th, and so you're kind of playing for that 6th or however it ends up to be. But I would think the Phillies and Cubs get in. So if that's the case, yeah, who is it going to be? Diamondbacks. They have, you know, the Padres were really hot when the Brewers played them. The Diamondbacks have went through a stretch. The Cardinals, the Cardinals we know it from the past. They can get hot in September and look out. So I would think it's one of those 3. And I would think maybe the Padres are the most talented team and could do it the most. And we've seen them go on a hot streak already here in the last couple of weeks. So I would think kind of look out for the Padres just because they have so much talent. And like, it's hard to believe that they haven't been as good as maybe they should be and have maybe the record that either the Cubs do or, you know, the Phillies do. I know they're not that far back of maybe the Phillies, but that's a team to watch.
All right. Hunter Baumgardt brought to us by Import Minded. Visit goimportminded.com. Your trusted care for vehicle care. Your trusted source for vehicle care, South 27th Street, just north of 894. Hunter, best of luck. We'll be listening tonight at 5.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
All right, Hunter B. When we come back, it's Wake and Bacon time. HappyPlaceHemp.com will be waking and bacon and send you into your Tuesday on the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters on this Tuesday. Time for us to close up shop, slide down the back of the dinosaur, and head about our days. For most, days are just getting started. Ours, finishing. Time for a wake and bake story, though. For those people just getting up and around, you can help yourself to some Happy Place hemp products and use the code Huddle for 25% off and free shipping. It's 25% off and free shipping at happyplacehemp.com.
That's going to be a hard thing to ever beat. You're going to get free shipping and you're going to get 25% off. And the best part of it is, you know that it's going to get shipped right to your door and in non-discreet packaging, which everybody loves.
Yeah.
How about this for a wake and bake story? Because I just fired this up and I cannot wait to potentially have some Happy Place hemp and celebrate. Did you guys know it's National Banana Split Day?
I did not.
Hold on now. Hold on. It is?
It is National Banana Split Day.
I don't know the last time I've had a really true banana split.
And there is the problem, Armen.
Yeah.
One of, if not the greatest delicacies I potentially couldn't tell you the last time I had a banana split.
It's a
I've
banger.
had the banana split Blizzard at Dairy Queen, which is
something.
phenomenal,
That's
right?
not-
I've had the Savannah Bananas banana split shake at Dairy Queen. Very good. But nothing hits like that big old 3 scoops of ice cream right there in the midst of that boat.
I just feel like that's one that's kind of gone by the wayside. One of the most famous sundaes of all times, but I don't remember having one for
Does
a
it
long
have
time.
to go? It has to have the Neapolitan effect. It has to be vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, the classic banana split.
I think so. I mean,
I
let's
think
be
that's
honest.
part of it. That's like the ingredient, but I don't know.
But
it seems like the syrupy, goopy stuff they put on it always turned me off. If
Kind of weird,
straight,
yes.
Straight chocolate syrup and bananas with the ice cream, perfect.
Right,
But
like
sometimes
this,
it's overly syrupy.
like
Banana
this,
split,
this
go ahead.
robot making that banana split. That's chocolate hot fudge onto the banana split.
Yeah.
That I'm with. But like Drew just said, you can miss me with like the strawberry filling
fake
on there, the
strawberry,
fake
yeah.
stuff on there. That's for cheesecake.
Yeah.
No, throw me the 3 scoops of ice cream, 2 big bananas, no pause, right there in the midst of that boat. And congratulations. Happy National Banana Split Day to all those who celebrate. Indulge yourself with a banana split today, a delicious ice cream based dessert celebrated on this exact day.
I was looking. See, I'd rather have that fake fruit, little fruit filling.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I don't know.
Than hot fudge?
I'm weird like that. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to go against the fudge. You can have both, but I'm looking up the Cops banana split menu. Bananas or recipe, whatever. 3 scoops of custard. Now, I don't think they're doing strawberry because they don't always have that. So there's a banana, 3 scoops of custard, topped with raspberry, pineapple, strawberry, chopped nuts, and 3 cherries. So theirs is a little different.
Giddy up.
I just can't say that I knew a banana split was able to get its own day.
Honestly,
but maybe I
yeah.
should have understood that it was because it's your mom's favorite dessert.
Maybe we gotta respect the banana split more. Is our problem.
That's
And
an
that's
impressive
us
thing. And
I might get one, not today, but sometime. Well, because I don't know if I'm going to Cops today or somewhere. I'm not gonna make. You think I'm gonna make a banana split at home? I guess I could.
I was gonna say, I think you
could. We have all the materials. I don't know.
mean,
Get some ice cream.
You need that Neapolitan ice cream.
Which is not a bad thing to have in the freezer.
Always.
Right?
Always,
Like,
yeah.
get that big old 5-gallon bucket or gallon bucket that just sits right there in the bottom of the fridge and just collects ice. And then whenever you need to, you let it sit out there for a good 5 minutes. Heat that little scooper up and bang, bang,
gotta heat it up.
boom, and you are in for
Well, hell, I got bananas at home. I guess I can make it.
You always do.
Saying.
Yeah. Huh? Why not, Armen?
Cops, I'm fired up. This is awesome.
Maybe we should get a banana split tonight.
Oh,
Listen, they'll have it your way wherever you end up going at Burger King, but that Cops or Culver's banana split today just might have to happen.
Might just hit.
Oh,
Might just hit. Special shout out to our current electric superhero of the day, Hunter Baumgardt. Working hard for us, covering the Brewers. He's got the baseball pregame show coming up at 5. There is no training camp live today. That'll be tomorrow. High fashion practice, the biggest practice of the year.
The one to be at 11:30, but we'll start up at 11.
Yep, it's going to be fun. Thanks for everybody for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Peace.